Welcome to the Intoxicated Podcast, a weekly comedy talk show that dives into the personal lives of comedians, experts, and creators. I'm your host, Sarah McClellan, a very amateur stand-up comedian and self-proclaimed sad girl. It's the comedy podcast with a lot of heart. Feel hard and talk hard. This is the Intoxicated Podcast. Well, I was thinking, like, when I was watching you on when I dug up Friday, I was just like, I feel like you're someone who thrives on hecklers a bit. Like you really don't mind getting into it with an audience member.
No, not at all. Go ahead, fuck with me. I'll fuck with you way harder. I'll make you cry.
It's great. You'll bring that unabashed Aries energy to them.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Love it.
There was another comic, Adrian. She was out.
Yeah, Adrian.
She's so
did a guest spot, right?
Yeah, she did a guest spot. She had a good set, but she was like, also like, what kind of advice you have? And I told her the best advice I got, because she's like, she's a female comic and she's dirty, so she's gonna get all these people telling her, oh, you can't talk about sex, but they would never say that to any male comics ever. They would never say that to them. And I also, the other thing is, like, women are sexualized from the time that they are brought into this world, and like they don't think we're gonna talk about a lot of sex stuff. Like, go fuck yourselves. Get out of my face. Like, stop it. Stop telling me to talk about sex and stuff. It drives me nuts. Oh, you have your dick.
I saw Nikki Glazer post something a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
That was a chart about comedy specials and like mentions of sex or something.
Yeah.
And it was comparing males and females, and like what her caption was essentially just like, oh my goodness, it's almost as if sex is a bigger part of our lives because we get raped all the time.
Yeah.
And we have to always be thinking about this type of thing. It's almost like, it's just on our minds a little more than like.
Well, they're like, don't talk about sex, but make sure you look sexy. Don't talk about sex, but make sure you fuck us. Don't talk about sex, but like, make sure that it's in your mind at all times, and you're always thinking about how you look and how fuckable you are. Like, it's just I hate it.
It's so
It's stupid. And I hate that when like, oh, all girls talk about is sex. I'm like, yeah, well, maybe stop sexualizing us from the time that we're children.
Bam, 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 bitch. Also, too, it's like, why does it matter? Just let comics like talk about literally what they want to talk about.
If they can make it funny.
If they can make it funny.
Great.
Funny first.
Funniest first is always.
Funny first, always. So if something's dirty and it's funny, why does it matter if it's dirty?
Yeah.
If it's funny.
Yeah.
Like,
it doesn't matter.
It infuriates me because I'm also on that spectrum too.
Yeah.
And I purposely have been trying to make myself less dirty, and it's not at all natural.
Because it's not you.
It's not at all natural to me.
They've tried to make, I can do clean-ish, but it just, I don't have fun doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's not me. Like, it's not the stuff I like to talk about. But yeah.
It's not going to come out as authentic.
Yeah. I'll talk about whatever I want to talk about on stage. And like, a lot of it is just like, I don't know. And also, can I tell you, the crowds want dirty. That's all that, like, last night, they had some comics on, they were doing like little tame bits before him, and they were like, but the second somebody said come or something, they lost their minds. So whenever festivals and all this shit, they're like, oh, you got to be clean, crowds want clean. That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Crowds do not want clean.
Is that just a thing for like, things like, like Halifax Comedy Fest, just for laughs, just because it's like on TV and stuff?
Sure, but even like the TV people want it dirty.
Really?
Well, CBC, Canada has this weird thing that we have to be so polite, but we're not like, if you go anywhere else, like you watch the specials, they're not squeaky clean.
No.
And even like doing Winnipeg, they've told us, oh, you can throw in a couple of fucks here and there now because it's on late at night. But I'm like, if you guys like comics be who they are.
Yes.
You get great sets, but yeah.
Will be so much better.
I don't
know.
know.
God. Oof. We're fired up already. I haven't even introduced Kathleen yet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we are recording. I should have said that. I podcast raped you. I didn't tell you.
Sarah, I'm going to cancel you.
Enthusiastic consent here tonight.
That's so funny.
Everybody, I'm so excited to have such a special guest back on the podcast for the second time, although you did do one of my live streams once, I think, over COVID.
I think so, probably.
I don't count that as a podcast episode, though. So this is your second solo episode. She is an absolute motherfucking killer, murderer, pro, amazing comedian from Edmonton, Alberta, also the host of the Dead Baby Bear podcast, co-host, I guess.
Co-host.
And it is Miss Kathleen McGee.
Thank you.
I love you so much. I'm so happy I got to do this with you.
I know.
Have you back on. I just love you so much. You know this. I'm just unabashedly in love with you. I want to take you back like long ago. And I don't even know if this was when I had initially asked you on the podcast, or it might have been even before that, I think. When I started actually just starting to watch stand-up here in Halifax, because I'm still kind of new to stand-up.
Yeah.
Like I only really started like going as an audience member in like 2018.
Yeah.
Like around then. That's when I met Vaughn and like everyone kind of introduced me to this crazy world. You were one of the first female comedians that I saw absolutely destroy. Like when I say destroy, like, and this is not, I don't mean to like put down women comics. I don't mean to say that, but I just mean I've never seen a woman kill the way that you did at Yucks when I saw you once, when you came and headlined Yucks.
Yeah.
And I was just like, holy shit. She's a killer. How long have you been doing this?
It's almost 20 years. I think I'm 18 years now.
18 years.
I think. Yeah.
So that's why. Everybody.
It's been a long time. Yeah.
You damn fucking good.
I've been at it for a while.
You've been at it for a while. You're an absolute killer. So you've been here doing Yucks. You've been here on the East Coast for a bit.
Yeah.
How's it been?
I fucking love Halifax. Honestly, I want to live here so badly. I just like, it's like,
move here.
I would love to.
Move it. Get your ass here. Tons of mics. I mean, maybe the paid opportunities are as much as Edmonton, but
I like Edmonton. Like I was in Vancouver for a while, but then I'm like, what am I doing? I'm spending $2,300 a month on rent, and I'm in my place like maybe 2 weeks out of the month, maybe less, because I'm always on tour. And like, you have to fly everywhere when you live in Vancouver. You can't drive to a lot of gigs. So at least in Edmonton, I can drive to BC gigs. I can drive to Saskatchewan gigs, and
you're kind of in the center of it all.
Yeah, and the Edmonton airport's a good hub. Like all the cheap airlines fly out of it. So
that's amazing.
I think that's probably changed road work too. Like it's so much cheaper to fly.
Yeah.
It's not like $900 now. It's like a lot cheaper to fly.
That's good. And you've been like touring. Are you on a tour right now? Like kind of going everywhere for a little bit?
I'm just like I did Ottawa last weekend, and then I'm doing St. John next weekend, and then I'm doing Calgary.
Punchlines, everybody.
Yeah, Punchlines. I'm excited. I haven't done Punchlines in like, I was supposed to do it, and then the pandemic happened. That's when I was supposed to at some point do that, and I can't remember what happened, if it was a pandemic or something happened, but I couldn't do it. But now I get to do it again. I love it. I'm so excited.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And there's a strip club above it. Like I can't.
Oh yeah. I hear about this strip club. I've only heard things.
I love strip clubs. I'll always go. And I went in Ottawa with my opener, Peter. I can't remember his last name. I feel so bad, but Peter was very funny. And so I was like very drunk all weekend. So I'm like, I'm going to buy you some lap dances.
Oh my God.
I didn't understand how lap dances work. Like he had like 2 or 3 songs, and then they're like, do you want to come? I'm like, yeah. So I came up for like 2 songs, and then she's like, well, it's $160. I was like, pardon me? Like I thought it was going to be like $20. But she's like, yeah, you had like 5 songs. I was like, okay.
I love the idea of just like, I want to support strippers.
I do.
And then just be like, but on a budget. you know, like, because of course, like we all have budgets for fun stuff.
I literally was like, I'm quitting comedy. I'm going to start stripping. I don't care. Like, fuck this.
Oh my God, the money. Have you ever done like the pole dancing classes?
No, I should do those. Those they look really fun.
They look really fun. And like, they're such a workout too.
Yeah.
Like not only can you learn to like dance strip or strip dance, but like you will get your upper body in so much strength.
Oh, you'll have a lot of respect for strippers. Like I even have a joke about that it's stupid that stripping's not in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Like it's complete, because it's like they're really athletes. Like
so athletic. It's
and
insane.
It would be the most attended event. I swear to God. Like the IOC, or is that what they're called? IOC. They're the stupidest people on earth.
Yeah.
They haven't put that in the Olympics yet.
Petition. Let's start a petition.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's insane. The only strip club I've ever gone to was in Toronto.
Which one did you go to?
Zanzibar.
Oh, Zanzibar. Yeah. Toronto's got some good ones. Zanzibar. I like Fillmore's.
Oh.
It's a little sketchier, and I like a sketchy.
I also think it's shocking that Halifax doesn't have a strip club yet.
That literally is, because I was talking to people, I'm like, nobody has a strip club here. I'm like, I'm going to move here and open a strip club.
I feel like...
Because it's not illegal here, right?
You should totally do that.
I feel like that's a moneymaker that nobody has figured out yet. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Because we had Ralph's.
Yeah.
Ralph's was a thing here.
But is it illegal here? Because I know in like Saskatchewan, you can't have strippers.
That's a good question. I don't know. I would think... Oh, well... Yeah, actually, I'm not sure.
Because some really religious based, I find that they're in the small towns of Nova Scotia. It can be a little more religious,
conservative.
Yeah, and conservative. But
that's fair.
I don't know. Like, I think it's
yeah. We should have strip clubs. We should also have like sex clubs. Like
they don't have like even a swingers club in Halifax.
No, not an official one.
No. Well, most swingers clubs aren't. They're always like it's in this strip mall. They are always in a weird strip mall. There was one in Edmonton that was like next to a daycare. So literally on the weekends, people would be fucking next to where children would play the next day. It was weird.
Kind of convenient though. Drop your kid off, go fuck.
Like, I mean, if you want to talk about a good idea, yeah.
One parking lot.
Take the kids over to the daycare. That's actually smart. I wonder if that daycare was open in the evenings.
Oh my God.
If I owned that daycare, I'd be like, yeah, this is the swingers daycare, but no swinging happens here.
If you open a strip club, what would the name be?
Oh my God. I don't know.
What if it was a comedy and a strip club?
Oh yeah.
It could be like, you could do comedy shows.
That would be amazing.
Till 10.
Yeah.
And then it turns into a strip club.
That would be amazing, actually.
Right? Because if you think about like the layout,
yeah.
I guess with strip clubs, there's multiple stages. So that would be tricky. Or there should be multiple stages.
I don't know. Like, I've done shows in strip clubs.
Really?
Oh yeah. Like, I've done a show. There was one in Prince George called Alibis. And it was funny because it was me and Christina Walkinshaw. They didn't really advertise that it was a comedy show. So all these men were coming in and like, why are these women on stage talking with their clothes on? Like, this is weird.
This is my worst nightmare.
It was weird. It was a weird show. And then I've done a show at my favorite strip club, Number 5 Orange in Vancouver, which was really weird because it's like around, like everyone's on the whole thing. So it's not a stage. It's like and so I was like having to turn. And I was like, I don't know how these girls like do this and not like pass out, because they always like wear those gigantic shoes and like
right.
People like underestimate how hard it is to do that.
You gotta, because number one, you have to learn like just the art of going on the pole, and then you have to do it in heels. You have to learn how to dress. You need to, it's like comedy. You need stage presence too. Yeah,
you have to have a personality. Oh my God. Yeah, there's so many. Sometimes you'll see a stripper and she's got no personality, and you're like, you just don't have it in you.
Yeah, right.
You just don't have that stripper fire.
The spark. The stripper spark.
Exactly.
I love this idea. I think there should be a comedy /
Well, comedy and burlesque was a huge thing, so it makes total sense.
Yes. Have you ever done like a mixed medium show like that, a comedy burlesque show?
Oh yeah, I've done a comedy. There's this one burlesque girl in Vancouver named April O'Peel, and she does comedy burlesque, and she's fucking hilarious. So I've had her on some shows, and I think I did a show with her that was burlesque. It's such a good mix. It's such a good mix.
Such a good mix.
There's a club in Edmonton called Spotlight Cabaret, and they do a lot of burlesque, and then they'll have a comedian on as well. So it's not like quite a strip club, but they do a lot of burlesque stuff. But yeah, no, I think a comedy strip club would be amazing.
It's pretty liberating. Like I did one. It was like a mix of like stand up and burlesque. So it was like stand up act, burlesque, stand up, burlesque, and I just remember like wearing like this like crazy bodysuit, like almost lingerie, while doing stand up with like, and I literally wasn't wearing a bra. I had pasties on underneath, and I was just like, this feels amazing, and I wish I could do this all the time. Like,
just do it. Fuck it. Who cares? You know what? There's apparently there's a nudist colony comedy show in Ontario. I've heard some comics that have done it, and you literally have to be naked to do it.
Fully naked? I don't think I could.
You have to be fully naked to do it. Yeah, I think Adrian Fish has done it before. I don't know who else has done it, but I've heard about it. I'm like, it sounds intriguing, because I feel like, because I don't know, like swingers clubs, I've always felt are funny because like you'll go in and it's kind of shocking at first, but then after a while you're just talking about the weather. Yeah, it's like, yeah, people are fucking around me, whatever. But like, I feel like it would be interesting to do a set naked, because and the thing is, you're not the only one naked. Everyone around you is naked.
Oh, so even in the audience too?
Oh, it's a nudist colony. You have to be naked.
Holy shit, the whole time. I think I've seen that. Like, I think I've seen
it's in
comics.
Ontario.
Yeah, do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting.
But it's the same feeling as like when I started going to nude beaches. Like I went to Wreck Beach in Vancouver and I was like, oh, I'm very nervous to do this. And like, you don't have to be naked to be there, but you do stand out if you are. People will look at you like, oh, you're just here to gawk. Like,
Right. You'll look creepy if you're not naked.
yeah. So I was like, okay, I can go topless. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so yeah, okay. So I went topless and then like, you get there and you like look around and you're like, everybody has imperfect bodies here. Like there's even the good looking people have something imperfect about them. Like they have cellulite or one boob is bigger than the other or whatever. And like, so I was like, I took my bottoms off and I was like fully naked and it was the best feeling ever.
Liberating, eh?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And then you do mushrooms and you go swimming in the ocean on mushrooms. It's the best. It's the best.
Oh my god.
It's the greatest. It's the greatest. I bought mushrooms from a guy named Ninja. It was really good. It was really good.
Where was this?
Wreck Beach in Vancouver.
Wreck Beach in Vancouver.
Yeah. Toronto has one on Toronto Island that I've been to before, which I went with a couple. Every time I go with comics to Wreck Beach, I'm like, oh, this is so weird because I'm going to see this comic naked. And then you're like, whatever. It's like once you're around it, it just doesn't seem like a big deal anymore.
It just becomes normalized.
Yeah, you're just like, you're not like staring at someone's dick. Like, you're just like, okay, we're naked. Who cares?
Yeah. So like, I don't know if I've talked to you since I went to a sex party
No.
and like had a fivesome.
What? No, you have not.
So there is like an unofficial like place here in Halifax.
Oh my God, that's hilarious
that does
and
these
awesome.
like kind of sex party things.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because like there was like all these different rooms. It was kind of like a bar.
That's basically
type
a
thing.
swingers club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most people weren't naked like out in the main common areas.
That's a swingers club.
But then in the rooms they were naked.
Yeah.
And it was this kind of weird like. For me, I was just like slowly taking clothes off. I just felt so.
It's awkward at
uptight.
first.
It's so awkward at first.
But then you like get into it and you notice nobody, like other people around you are just like, whatever. Like,
right?
That's what I found so interesting about being in swingers clubs. I've never swung at a swingers club. I've only done shows, but I've never like participated. Yeah, like the one that I went to in Vegas was crazy. It was, they had like a stable room, like with stables, and then like they had a rope, and if the rope was up, you could only watch, but if the rope was down, you could join. And they had like,
whoa,
yeah, they had crazy shit. And I'm like, you know what? Like
it's great.
this is because we're animals. We're fucking animals.
That's right.
We are fucking animals. We're not these like perfect little God's children that they're trying to tell us we are. We're not that. Like, the human beings are animals.
And when you go to these types of parties, you're not just going to see people who you think are creepy. You're going to see the fucking receptionists at your dental offices.
Yes.
And like the people who are selling you cars. And
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
your fucking doctor might be there. Like, it's just like, it literally is the great equalizer.
It is. And like, even the place I went in Vegas, Green Door, they said, you know, most of the people that come here are like teachers from the Midwest that don't want to, that are a little freaky, but they're, you know, they have a job that they can't behave that way, and they come out and they fuck and have a great time and go home, and
then they go back to their lives. And it's like this weird kind of safe space for people to be the freakiest versions of themselves with no judgment.
I think
at all.
And I think like even saying freaky is not a good thing, because like you're not a freak if you like to have sex.
That's true. You're just a normal person.
Just a normal fucking person. You're a freak if you like to like fuck pumpkins or something. That's a little freaky.
Or or like you like to like be put in like plastic bags.
Yeah,
that's a bit weird. That's a bit weird. You know, there's some
weird. There is some freaky shit, but like just wanting to have even group sex is not freaky to me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We're animals. We're fucking animals.
Yeah.
Like, and we're not penguins. We're not like meant to fuck one thing for the rest of our lives. Like, I feel so bad for the women that have been like brainwashed into thinking that you have to stay a virgin until you're married, and then that's it. This is the guy you get to fuck for the rest of your life. And then it's like they'll never have and then maybe one day they'll have an awakening and they'll be like, oh fuck, what have I done?
Yeah,
but then they have to crash their whole life down. Like, I don't know. I think everybody's so fucking uptight about relationships and monogamy, and that's the reason why the divorce rates are so high.
You're probably right.
It's just
you're forcing things when
the only reason why monogamy is a thing is because of the church, because they wanted people to get together and breed, more little Catholics and Christians and
have
continue to do it and have weddings and like and have baptisms and make them believe and everything and have like more little soldiers for their army. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I'm still pretty monogamous, but I also am like So I had my friend Ryan William on, who is actively polyamorous. Yeah.
He's a fairly new comic here in Halifax. And
I think Robbie was telling me about this. It's very funny.
Ryan's great. And I actually met him at the sex party that I went to. Nothing happened between us. We're just friends. But like we had met there.
That's hilarious.
But he like, he talks about it like in the same way that you are.
Yeah.
And I just can't do it. I get too jealous. Like I just would not be able to.
Yeah.
I'm just too much of a jealous person. So like I do believe in like multiple partners and like I just see it as chapters. So like if I'm currently with someone, like I'm probably only with them, but that's not to say that I'll be with them forever kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is still monogamous, I guess, but it's not as tightly wound as the other one, which is stay with the same person forever.
Yeah, well, I just did a debaters about open marriage and like it was fun. It was like probably one of my favorite ones. I did it with Charlie Demers. It should be out in the new season. It was so like we had such a good debate. It was so funny. But like some of the stuff that they bring up is true. Like most open relationships fail because somebody can't handle it or gets jealous and it just doesn't work out. So it's like, but it's because we've been like constantly like love stories, Disney, you're gonna live happily ever after, and it's just like that's not the reality. Like it's just not the reality.
It's ingrained in us to think, and it's also ingrained in us as women to go, oh, he's like interested in another woman. That means that I'm not enough.
It's not me. Yeah, I know too. And I'm like, I honestly like if my husband wants to flirt with other girls, I fucking love it.
Nice.
I don't know why I don't have that jealousy bone. I don't know why.
It's good though. It's good you don't have it. Probably means that you have more fun.
Well, yeah. Like I don't really. If he didn't want to be with me, he wouldn't be with me. That's how I always feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
that's so true.
So if he wants to be with somebody else, then he would, and that's better for me. You know what I mean?
Totally. No, totally. But also you're a confident person.
Yeah, I don't even know where I got my confidence. I have no idea where I got my confidence. I think I was just like partially my ADHD, partially my narcissism. It's all these things that like you'd look at me, you're like, that girl shouldn't be so confident.
No, it's amazing.
But it does, like, you do have to, and stand-up built my confidence. Because like before I started stand-up, I was like, I wouldn't go out by myself or do anything by myself. And now I kind of like going and having dinner by myself. It's sort of like I'm used to it now because of like all just touring. You're often by yourself doing things and so it's fun.
It's like it's such an independent art, first of all.
It's very independent, yeah.
It takes a lot of balls to even do it. Yeah. It takes a lot of balls to even stay with it.
Yeah.
And then to do it on a level of touring, like you said, and having to have that independence as well, being in places that you don't know. Yeah. Navigate that on your own. It's like, you become a super hyper independent person.
Yeah. You have to. You have to.
Literally, like, you have to.
If you're going to be a touring comic, you cannot be like codependent. You can't be like relying on the other comic to do something. Because like some comics want to hang out all the time. Some just want to go sit in their room and play PlayStation. Like it's just different. So you have to be able to like adapt because you're always with a different person and I'm often alone. So yeah, I've gotten really good at just like going with the flow.
You're a real go with the flow person.
Yeah. I think about that's like one of the things like we have that one. What's a flaw about you? I don't know if you want
to. Yeah. We'll get to it. To it. You save it, girl.
Okay, I'll save it. Gotta try to remember it.
I love it. We have so much to get to. So actually what I'll do is I'll do our first segment, which is the assumption segment. So I'm going to let you know just some things I came up with as like assumptions about you and you can let me know if I'm right or wrong. Okay. So I wrote down, like in elementary, junior high at like sleepovers, you were the last to fall asleep.
Oh yeah. That's totally true. For sure. I remember like having sleepovers where like one time we were at my best friend's house for her birthday, having a sleepover and like, when you're like a kid and you're up so late and like you just get delirious, so you're just giggling. It's how kids get high when they're kids. They stay up all night.
Yes,
because you're exhausted, but you don't want to go to sleep, so you're just delirious, giggling your little asses off. I remember one time my friend's dad like yelled down, "If you girls don't shut the fuck up, I'm driving each and every one of you home." We were like, "Oh Yeah, definitely. Oh no, that was like, that you never want to be the first one to fall asleep at a sleepover either.
Be so lame.
That's
You'd
the
miss
one
out
that,
on things.
Well, and that's the one that gets their underwears frozen. Did you ever do that? We would like put it in a Ziploc bag with water and freeze them.
No, but one of my other assumptions was that you prank people a lot, and I said specifically your husband. But I saw you as a prankster.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, my favorite thing to do is scare people. I love to just like
literally the best.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Classic humor.
I like literally giggle like a little child whenever I do it, and like I hope I don't kill them one day. Like I hope his heart is strong enough to take it all. But I love scaring, and I love getting scared as much as like I hate it. I'm always like
Do you like haunted houses?
but like not those like crazy ones. I don't know. I like the amateur, like amateur ones, like when you go to a small community and they have like a haunted house
Yes.
and they got like people running around with Jason masks and chainsaws.
See, that to me is not amateur. That's intense.
That's like, but it's not like professional Niagara Falls. That's the big times there when you get to be Niagara Falls haunted house, Jason.
I really don't do well in haunted houses.
No.
But I feel like you would be the one, like, would you be the first of your friends to go in? Like, if you were in a group, you'd be the, you would just run right in?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be at the end, but I don't want to be in the middle either.
So the front.
Yeah.
Near the front.
But also,
second would be good.
I worry I would pee myself more nowadays. Because honestly, like, I didn't even know this was, I thought it was only happened to ladies that had babies.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Because I was jumping on a trampoline with my friend's kid and I literally just started peeing. I was like, what am I said I'm peeing. I wasn't drunk or anything. I was just like, I'm peeing. It was like, what? I can't stop. Yeah. Gravity fucks with your vagina.
Pelvic floor stuff.
Yeah.
Gotta get those Kegel beads.
I do have Kegels and not Kegel beads, but I do Kegels, but like, I guess I got to do more.
I sneezed once in Walmart and peed.
Yes. I wonder if Dr. Ho has a pussy machine. Do you think Dr. Ho needs to invent a pussy machine?
Who's Dr. Ho?
Who's Dr. Ho? He's got that like infomercial guy that has that machine that works your muscles.
Oh.
So seniors can work on their muscles and they don't get
Theragun or something?
No, it's like a little patch that you put on and it twitches your muscles. But they need to make one. Yeah.
For pussy stuff.
Yeah. Strength. We got to be able to put something in there to strengthen this up.
Well, that's what the balls do apparently. So there's like Kegel balls
They're
that
just
you put
supposed to
in.
carry them around with you.
You just put them in, and I guess like you just naturally tighten, like to keep them in as like a reflex because you're like, there's something in me that might fall out.
That'd be so funny if you're grocery shopping and like ding ding ding. Oh my god!
You like ever like drop something in a movie theater?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, and it just keeps rolling down to the front. Excuse me, can you pass me my Kegel ball? It just rolled to the front. It's covered in soda and shit now.
Oh, it's just insane.
Blow it off
things
and
that
put it back in.
There's so many contraptions right now that you can use.
They have those things, remote control vibrators. Have you seen those?
Yeah, like that you can control from like afar, kind of thing.
And from a phone. Yeah.
Ooh, have you ever used one?
No, they're very intriguing to me. They are. They're very intriguing to me because I'm like, well, I would like to just walk around in public
and just not know when it's going to happen, kind of thing.
I've heard some people think it's like crazy and weird, but I don't know. There was one girl I watched on like Pornhub that like goes through drive-thrus with it on, and it's fucking hilarious because she's like losing her fucking mind and ordering like a frappuccino.
See, I think I'm such a silent comer.
You're a silent comer.
Like I just feel like I rub them out all the time and do like say nothing.
When you're by yourself, yeah.
Like so, I feel like I'd be okay at that. Like I would just like hold it. I feel like I could win. If there was a competition of sorts.
Yeah.
That would be a wild competition.
That would be a wild competition.
See who can like last the longest without looking like they're coming.
Yeah.
Like that could be cool. I think I would do well at that. But maybe not. I don't know. Who knows? More assumptions about Kathleen. Okay, last to fall asleep at sleepovers. I was right.
Yeah.
First on the dance floor, always. Like wedding situations.
Yeah.
Like if there's like when there's like no one's dancing, like no one has the guts to get up and like start the dance floor.
Yeah.
That's not you. You would get up.
Oh, I'd get up.
Fuck yeah, you would.
Yeah.
And
especially if I was drunk.
I'll actually skip to. I'm just gonna assume that your wedding was like fun as fuck.
It was. We had 2 because of COVID. And I
saw that.
Yeah.
Okay, explain this. What?
Well, because the Edmonton wedding only his parents could come to, so none of his family could come. And we already had our venue deposit on this place. So, but I don't know if we should have done it. It was fun, but it wasn't. It was like the first wedding was just incredibly fun.
Yeah.
It was out of control. Like the comics were very high. I had a weed wedding cake.
Oh my gosh.
My aunt,
of course you did.
super conservative aunt, she's like, can I keep a piece of that? I'm like, yes, you can. It was in her backyard too, which was funny. And like Lisa Baker, you know Lisa Baker?
Yes.
So she was like fucked up and it was hilarious. Like she was screaming at everybody. She screamed at my brother, Oliver, you fat cunt. And then my brother's like, I'm not a cunt. But yeah, it was a blast. Like that wedding it started at 11 a.m. because that's the only time we could get our officiant.
Oh, 11 a.m.
11 a.m. We had mimosas at the door. And then like literally the ceremony was like 20 minutes. And then we went and got pictures on White Ave. And when we left, everyone was normal. And then we got back probably like an hour later and people were like passed out. Like, because we had to pay what you want bar. Like we had like, here, just donate to the bar and free pour or whatever, which was a mistake.
Oh my God.
Because I think like a lot, like we should have had somebody controlling liquor a little bit more. Like one of my cousins was like, he couldn't stand by 1 p.m. Like he was done.
Oh my God.
But it was really fun. And then for Adam's groom gift, I gave him one of those beer helmets. And he cried. He's like, I've always wanted one of these. Like it was so cute. It was very cute. And then when we like kissed during the ceremony, I had one of those wacky, wavy, inflatable guys pop
Saw
up.
that.
It was fun.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was hard to top that wedding. Like the second one was fun, but it wasn't the same. And it was just like, I don't know. It was fun, but yeah.
Well, it's kind of like when you celebrate, like you have your birthday on your birthday versus like after your birthday.
Yeah.
It's kind of a similar thing. It's like, the lust is kind of gone here.
Yeah. And if I could give any advice to people that are getting married now, do not get everything that people tell you. Like do whatever the fuck you want.
Yes.
And like, don't spend all this extra money on shit. Like we didn't get like little trinkets to give people. They don't fucking care about those things.
No, they get thrown out as soon as they get home.
Yeah, we had like good food, we had booze, we had a good time, and just do whatever you want. Like traditions are like not even a thing anymore for weddings, and don't stress yourself out about stuff. Like we wanted to do a first look photo, but it just didn't work out like timing wise, so it didn't happen. I'm like, I don't care.
That was another assumption I had. I assumed you weren't a bridezilla.
Absolutely not. Like I had all my aunts and my sister-in-law, my cousins helping decorate my aunt's backyard. And they kept on asking me, do you want this? And I'm like, I just want it to look nice. Just make it look nice. They were making my bouquets and they were being like fighting between each other. It was quite funny. Like, oh my God, a different aunt would come up to me and like, God damn it, she's being a bitch.
It's like my wedding. Like what?
But I literally like to be honest, we wanted to get married in Mexico. And because my friend got married in Mexico, she's the best. She's like, you pick a couple colors, you pick some flowers, and that's it. And you just show up.
They do it all for you.
Yeah.
And there's not really much of anything else because you're in this beautiful tropical paradise. So like you instantly have a backdrop for amazing pictures.
Yeah.
So really you have to show up with a dress.
Exactly.
And that's it.
That's all.
In Mexico.
That's the kind of bride I am. I'm not like I have to have my finger in everything. I did not want to be like that at all. I didn't care.
I'm so glad.
Because
there's no point being stressed.
Oh, it's so stupid. Like the girls that go crazy over this stuff. Like, everything has to be perfect. I'm like, did you even enjoy your day?
No, I feel like the only thing you might have gotten intense about was your dress.
Not even intense. Like I loved my dress. Like
You looked gorgeous.
I didn't. It wasn't intense. It was just like I loved. And it was like
Were
I
you
wanted.
specific with it?
Not really. Like I just didn't know what I wanted. And then when I went trying stuff on, like I almost bought this like super sparkly ball gown one. But then I went and I tried on this one and it was like super tight and stuff. And my bridesmaids were like, oh, like you need, like this dress was made for like, you have to wear this dress because it just like makes your body look so good. She's like, in a ball gown, you'd look very prom-like. And they were right. Like,
That's right.
So I was like, yeah.
You'd get lost in it probably.
Yeah, I just like, I loved that dress. But it was so hot. I wore it at the July wedding for like an hour. And I'm like, I gotta take this off.
When was the first wedding? What month?
September.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Oh, it was
Best
September
month.
is a good month for weddings.
September and October, I think.
And it was outside. Like that's why we did it during the day too. It was probably like about 20 degrees during the day and then when it got a little cooler at night. But yeah, no, it was perfect. I'm
so glad that you had a good wedding.
Yeah. It was so fun.
So happy for you.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
thanks. It was fun.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. The other assumption I have is you give a lot of tough love and you don't bullshit with your friends.
Yes.
You are a tough lover. You do not sugarcoat. You say exactly. Someone comes up to you and says, "Do you like my new haircut?" You will say
Exactly what I feel. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't believe in like being nice. Honestly, I think this was ruined comedy. I'm not kidding. I was talking to some other guy, like, it used to be hard. There used to be bullies in the scene that would like make you feel shitty about yourself, but also make you be better.
Yeah.
It used to be hard to get spots. Like it was almost impossible to get spots and you had to work harder to get spots. And like now I feel like any comic can get 6 spots a week. And then like you don't see comics developing that much. It's just not changing, but it's because everybody's so nice and like, that's nice.
That's
but
nice for them.
But there's comics that I see that I'm just like, nobody's telling you the truth. So you're never going to get better.
There you go. See, when I came into comedy, it was very much so under like the Andrew Vaughn School of Comedy.
Yeah, he was
mentality.
He came up in the mean times.
He did.
He was at the end of the mean times. So
and he was very much so he believed in things like etiquette things and
etiquette
really
is
working.
gone in comedy.
It
It's
really, really is.
fucking gone.
It really is.
Like it used to be, you had to be there half an hour before shows, or you lost your spot. If you went over time, you wouldn't get spots for a month or two. Like nobody pays attention to that. Like I'm bad for like going over time, but I've paid my fucking dues.
You deserve it at this point.
Yeah, like it's just it's very different now. And I know I sound like this old bitchy comic, but it is like it's very different now. And so sometimes I will say things to comics that like might hurt their feelings, but it's gonna make them a better comic. And I only say that to the comics I like.
Yes.
If I see something in you and I see that you have got like the ability, but you just need a couple of pointers, even if you haven't asked for them. But like, I only do that to the people I actually like.
Yes.
And I'm only mean to the people I love. Honestly.
Well, because you know that they can take it. And you also know that advice is going to help them further themselves.
Totally. Like before. Yeah. Like this is what I said to Adrian. Cause she's like, well, what can you tell? I'm like, best advice I ever got was from a comic that I don't even really like very much, but it was the best advice I ever got. He said, like, you have to, if you're going to tell the jokes you're telling, you have to be unapologetic. You can't be up there being meek and being like telling your joke about like coming in your face and then be like, you guys, I'm so sorry I put you through that. Like you have to just,
yes,
you have to be unapologetic about it and be like, that's what I just said. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. That's your own fucking fault.
Cannot show any insecurity, especially with dirty material.
Oh yeah. No.
You cannot show any hesitation. I have a joke that I start with, who likes to get cummed in?
Yeah.
And that's how I opened the joke.
Yeah. That's good.
And I had so many people being like, you have to like build up. I had club owners.
Oh.
Not Yuck Yucks, but another club. I had club owners being like, you have to ease people in.
Were they guys?
And yes.
Of course.
And I was like, the joke never does well when I ease them in.
It
only ever does well when I throw them into the water.
That's my I guarantee if a guy did that joke, he would think it was brilliant. I'm not kidding you. Like I was talking to a new female comic in Ottawa last weekend and she's in a competition and she said that one of the club owners that's running the competition pulled her aside and said, okay, he said to all the girl comics, like, don't start dirty. Get them to like you. Don't start dirty. And I was like, did he say that to the male comics too? And she's like, no. And I'm like, of course he didn't. So start dirty. Be fucking as filthy as you want to be. And if he doesn't like it, that's his own thing.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't want to book you, that's his own thing.
Thank you. That is ding ding. I think people need to hear that. I think that needs to be said over and over again. When I did my first guest spot, it didn't go well. And again, that club owner also said, you gotta ease people in, do more dating stuff, less sex stuff.
Oh my God.
And the next night that I did the guest spot, he's like, I'm gonna bring you up to a song that's really gonna let people know who you are. Guess what the song was?
Oh my God, I don't even want to know.
Super Freak.
So then, of course, don't start dirty. That's the other thing they do. They tell you don't start dirty, but then they bring up, this girl is one of the filthiest girls out there. She's a dirty whore comedian, and she's here for you tonight, but we've told her to start with dating material. Kathleen Cocksucker McGee. Like, they're such fucking hypocrites, these fucking male comedy. I get so... it bothers even more actually though when it's a woman. Like I remember when I was in LA and I went to the improv, and they had their 3-minute sets that you could go like in the afternoon, and the booker would watch, and like that's your kind of like auditioning for that club. And I remember I went up once and she pulled me aside after, and I was all excited. I'm like, oh my God, she liked me. And she comes over to me and she goes, do you know who Ellen DeGeneres is? Like, you should watch more of Ellen DeGeneres. You should be a little bit more clean. Not so much about sex. And then me and my big mouth, this is why I'm never going to be successful, because I literally said, I just stood and watched guys like talk about jerking off into a puppet's face, and you were dying and you love them and you book them all the time. So why can't I talk about that kind of stuff? And she's like, well, you're a woman. I'm like, I was like, okay, thank you for your advice, because I could have got worse. I'm like, thank you so much for your advice. I'll work on it. But I'm like, fuck you.
Truly.
Sometimes female bookers are way worse than the dudes to women.
Yeah.
But I always love it when it's when guys, or like they say wear a dress on stage, and then you wear a dress and they're like, you can't wear a dress and talk that dirty. It's like, can you just...
It's this weird thing of like, yeah, because I've been told not to dress up. I've been told to dress more casual and more...
But then they'll tell you to dress up.
Because they think that the contrast, but I go, shouldn't what I wear be what makes me feel the most confident on stage
and comfortable?
And if that's a more sexy outfit, that's what I'm going to do. If that night I'm not feeling it, I'll wear jeans and whatever. But like, shouldn't it just be whatever
you're feeling?
Whatever you're feeling?
Yeah.
Why is it? Because guys don't have.
The only thing guys get criticized is shorts.
Yeah, what's with that? Where does that come from?
I don't even know. I think it's just like I think that like some comics think it looks like lazy or weird, but I'm like, it's hot sometimes.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, what do you want them to wear a wool suit every time?
Truly, like pants all the time?
Yeah, no.
I wondered if that rule applied to female comics.
I actually asked, like, I was talking to Robbie about that last night. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry I'm wearing flip flops, but I ruined my feet in my new Vans walking around. It's like I have blisters everywhere. And he's like, oh, it's okay, you're a girl. There's no rules for girls when they dress. And I'm like, that is the one true thing I think I feel for female comedy, is that we can dress in whatever we want to dress in. Yeah. But if a guy wears shorts, everyone's like, oh, you look too casual, you look too this or that. And it's like, that's the one thing that the boys have to deal with, which that's so true. Sorry for you.
Oh, it's going to be so hard for you.
Yeah. It's a difficult thing. But yeah. No.
I also feel like open mics, I'm like,
open mics, wear whatever the fuck you want.
I'm not getting fucking paid.
No.
A good piece of advice Kirsten Finch actually gave me was, for like more like paid shows, like professional shows, dress like you're going on a first date. And I was like, that's a great piece of advice. Just like kind of amp it up a smidge.
Yeah.
Just give it that kind of extra amp up.
Yeah.
Okay. Another assumption I have about you, Kathleen, is that you don't get anxious.
Well, that's pretty true. But I was just prescribed Ativan.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, but no, like not, yeah. It was for other reasons, but yeah, no. Yeah, I do get a little bit anxious now, more than I ever have before, but I wouldn't say like I have bad anxiety.
Yeah, it doesn't come off that way.
No, like I don't get nervous before shows. If it's like a big show, I get a little dry mouth, a little, a little nervous. If it's like a taping or something, I get a little nervous, but like, yeah, for like club shows, I don't care. Like I don't get nervous at all.
What about just in like life?
Yeah, no, I don't like.
Love that.
Yeah, I get like, I only get anxious when people around me are anxious. I feel like
right.
Adam gets really anxious about stuff, and then then I get anxious about him being, and like I get like what is that called? Secondhand anxiety.
Yes. Well, you ever like around someone and they're like tapping their foot or like moving their leg really fast? You're like, just like calm down.
Yeah.
It's impacting me now too. I gotta say, Ativan is awesome.
I've never taken it yet.
I don't know why you got prescribed it, but like,
well, do you want to know why? It's like,
yes.
Because I have like a mass in my colon, and I'm getting it removed, and I don't know if it is cancer, but they said it probably is. So I have some sort of cancer.
Oh my God.
And then so my doctor was like, are you having trouble sleeping? I'm like, well, sometimes I'll have like just nights where I'll just be like vibrating and I can't stop thinking about stuff. She's like, I'm going to prescribe you Ativan just so you can like turn your brain off. But she's like, it's very addictive. This is not for you to give out to your friends, Kathleen. This is not for you to sell on the streets.
And only use it when you absolutely need it.
Yeah, she gave me 15, and like she's like, just use it when you need it. And like, I'm going to try one. I'll probably take one tonight because I don't have anything tomorrow morning. I just want to see what it does.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to like be taking it and like it knocks me out and then I'm fucked because I have something important to do.
Yep.
Because I took a Percocet once and I slept for like, no, I'm not kidding you, 25 hours.
Holy shit.
I was out cold. But yeah. No, so I have this Ativan just like, I guess it's like a treat when you get cancer.
So, okay, let's talk about this because you made a post on Facebook.
Yeah.
And like, no one had any idea. And like, you talked
I had no idea. I like went in for a routine colonoscopy because my brother had colon cancer 2 years ago. And just because of like family history, you're usually supposed to get them when you're 50.
Yeah.
But I'm 41 now. And so my doctor's like, you should probably get one because your brother had it. But she's like, I'm not worried. And so I went in and I had like the whole thing. And they gave me fentanyl, which I was a little bit disappointed in. I thought it would be higher, but I actually asked for more because at first I didn't even fall asleep. I was like still awake and I could feel shit. And I was like,
Did you get put out for colonoscopy?
yeah, you're supposed, but I wasn't out though at all. Like I didn't. Some people do knock them. They're knocked out totally, but I didn't fall asleep. But I couldn't feel anything. But I remember I watched it.
Oh my god!
So I was watching them like root around my butthole.
Oh my. So they give you the option to watch, kind of like
the thing's right there, and I was like awake. So I was watching, and like they.
Oh my god!
So so polyps are these little like knobs that turn into tumors. So you have to get them removed. So they found 4, and so they removed 3, and then they found the mass, and then I think they injected it with dye or something because I saw something like big and black, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And nobody answered me. So I was like, what's going on? And so my joke is it was just an old piece of gum that I swallowed when I was a kid because they always tell you don't swallow gum because you never know what's going to happen. So yeah, and then they just like came around and like, it's really weird. I don't wish anyone to get diagnosed with cancer, but it's just, they very matter-of-factly, because how else are you going to do it? They just matter-of-factly tell you. She came over and she's like, we found something. And in my experience, it's usually cancer. So, but I was like, so do I have cancer?
Yeah, what does that mean?
What does that mean? And she goes, in my experience, it is.
So it's like chances are high.
Chances are high that there is something in there. So then they were like, well, you're gonna go for a CT scan right now, which kind of scared me because when my brother got his, they were like, you have to wait a month, and he's like, he paid for his own so he could get one sooner because he's like, I don't want to wait for a fucking month.
Yeah.
So they sent me up like right away to get a CT scan, and then I came down and like they said, oh, she'll probably call you in a week with an appointment. And I got home and they literally called me and said, you have an appointment tomorrow at 1. I was like, okay. So that whole day, because they don't tell you anything, I was like, oh my God, am I filled with cancer? Because it felt so rushed. It felt like they were rushing me through. And everyone that says that the Canadian healthcare system isn't good, I'm like, I don't know what they're talking about because holy shit, did I ever just get.
I feel like that's Alberta though.
Maybe.
Because I think it's way worse here in
I think it's harder to get.
It's slower.
Tests. It's slower.
And the process is slower. I've heard stories about like just the wait times and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just much faster of a process, I think.
Yeah, Alberta, we are lucky because it is a good, as much as they cut the healthcare, we have like amazing hospitals. We've got like the U of A hospital where I'm getting my surgery is like one of the best in the world.
Oh, good.
So so I went in for my appointment. I literally like rubbed myself raw because I was like waiting. She was 45 minutes late for the meeting.
Oh God, bad time to be late.
Yeah. So I was like, because I didn't know what was going on. And then she came in and said, okay, well, we have to do surgery. She drew me a little picture. So they're going to cut out like, I don't know, this much of my colon and then just like reattach it. And then, so that's what they're going to do. And then when they get the mass out, they're going to biopsy it and find out if it is cancer. So they look at your lymph nodes and see if you have any issues. And if you do, you have to do some chemotherapy. But it's not like that Mandy Moore movie chemotherapy where you like lose all your hair and barf all day. Like
right.
Chemotherapy is different now. There is still that level of chemotherapy, but like if you're like just kind of diagnosed, it's not quite as powerful, I guess. Because my brother had it and he didn't lose any hair. He said the worst part about it was like touching cold things was like awful because it felt like you had knives going into your body.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he said it was so weird. It was so weird. But yeah, so then they do that and they check, and then so I asked my doctor, I'm like, am I gonna have to do chemotherapy? She said, well, you're young, so they're probably gonna want to like blast the cancer out of you, so that you'll probably have to do at least 3 months of it, and then if they find more, you'll have to do 6. But I'm just happy that I did this thing and I found it because we found it very early. If I found it when I was in my 50s, I would be like dying.
Right. And you went specifically because you have a family history.
Yeah.
Normally you don't have to go until you're older.
Yeah.
And so like
if you have any family history,
thank fucking God that you found that so early. Holy fuck.
And my brother found his because he was like feeling tired, and he plays hockey, and he's like, I was like winded after 2 minutes. And I was like, oh, I'm just getting old. But he's like, this is weird. I shouldn't be winded after 2 minutes. So he went, and that's how because he had symptoms. I didn't have symptoms. Like, I had nothing. The doctor's like, you've had no symptoms at all. I'm like, nothing.
What are the symptoms?
Like tiredness, like blood in your poop, and like just there's other things, but I just didn't feel
oh my God
sick. I didn't feel sick at all. So even my doctor, because she's also my brother's doctor, she's like, I can't believe a brother and sister one right after another. Like, I cannot believe that. That's crazy. I've never seen that. But everybody was just like, this is like all the nurses that were there, like, this is crazy. My doctor's like, you're the best health you've ever been. Like, this is crazy. But that's a good thing too, though, that I'm healthy.
That is a good thing.
It'll be like recovery will be easier. And yeah, I'm not worried. People are like, it's so weird when you do. Like, I was like, should I tell people or should I not? But I'm just like, I'll just let people know. But I don't want people to freak out and worry, because I'm not. And my whole attitude with this is like, I am not going to worry until I have to worry. Right. Until they tell me, okay, this is what's happening now. That's when I'll worry. To have. Yeah, like, you cannot, like, I don't know what everybody does when they get a cancer diagnosis, but I think, like, if you just get like freaked out and worried, it's going to make it worse.
The stress hormones won't help you.
Yeah. They won't.
At all.
Yeah.
You know? So, oh my gosh, that's a good attitude to have. And I actually think it's really good that you talked about it, because...
Well, I just want to talk about, I want people to go get a colonoscopy.
Exactly, right? Prevention. So you're now saying, you know, we have to look out for ourselves and do these little things to...
And if you live in Canada where you can get this done for free, fucking go. Why wouldn't you?
Anyone can get a colonoscopy whenever?
I don't know about that. You have to be referred.
Okay, cool.
You have to talk to your doctor, but if you do have like a family history of it, like, talk to your family. Like, did grandma, grandpa have polyps? Did like this or that?
Right.
And like I told LaCombra, I'm like, you have to go get one done, because you're adopted and you don't really know your health history. So go fucking get one done, because you're old. Yeah. But yeah, no, like, even I have breast cancer in my history. I was supposed to get like a mammogram, but I hadn't booked it yet. And the thing is, this funny part is the doctor at the end of my whole meeting, she goes, I just have one more question for you. Cause like, I told her I would do, sorry, I gotta back all this. I can't think in order of stories. This is why I'm such a bad storyteller, because I cannot think in the right order. But so she gave me 2 surgery dates, September 7th, which is that today? No, that's 2 days. September 7th or September 28th. And I said, okay, well, I have a lot of shows booked because I do stand-up comedy. And she goes, were you on the Debaters? And I was like, yes. She goes, I knew your name. she's like, I can't believe I'm going to operate on something famous. I'm like, well, I wish I was famous because I'd be rich too. But yeah, so I said, well, if I can have that date, will it fuck me over? Like, if I wait a month? And she's like, no, you should be fine. So that's my date that I picked. And then we were leaving, and she goes, I have one more question for you. Do they give you the debates before? I was like, oh my God, that's so funny.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. So holy shit. You have a fan.
Oh yeah, it was great.
And she's the one going to be doing the surgery?
She's cutting my ass out.
Well, number one, the material you're going to get out of this.
That's what every comic that I've talked to, they're like, you're going to get so much material. Sean's like, it's like having a baby. Well, I did, like, the Tuesday after I got the better diagnosis than the Monday when I got the I have no idea what's going on diagnosis. I had a little stress drinking binge where I drank like a third of a 40 of vodka, and I got very drunk. And then Adam was away, so we were talking on the phone. I don't remember this conversation, but he's like, you said to me, I don't let you eat my ass. I'm not gonna let cancer eat my ass.
Oh my God.
So yeah, there's going to be some good material that comes out of this. And yeah, everything is going to be fine. I've talked to other people who've messaged me like, I've gone through this and I'm fine. Like,
well, and just the fact that you have such a good attitude about it, I think is going to do.
I think it's like you have to. And even if honest to God, I was thinking about it. What would I have done if, like they said, you have 3 months to live? I'm like, I would have maxed out my credit cards.
Of course. Like, a fucking course.
I would have maxed the fuck out of them. Although
also, it's cute that yours aren't already maxed.
Well, they are, actually.
Look who has money.
I would have asked for more. I would have asked for a bump up, and then I'd go crazy again.
And you'd ask for the bump. You're like, I only have 3 months left. Come on. Do me a solid.
Yeah. I'd go fucking, like, I would just do whatever. And then, like, but then I'm like, if that's the way it's supposed to be, that's the way it's supposed to be. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I don't know if
that's refreshing to hear. I'm terrified of death, and it stresses me out. Like, it's an irrational fear.
Yeah.
People are always like, it's not irrational. It's very rational to be scared of death. And I'm like, no, but like, I think about it quite a lot, and for me it's just the impending feeling of like I'm not getting enough done with my life, and I'm not where I want to be, and I'm not experiencing enough things. Like, that's I think if I was like you're in a really good place, you're married, you have an amazing husband, you have an amazing career, like I feel like you're just having fun now, which is like
having fun. I think,
which is like where you want to be in life, right? You want to have all those other I's dotted, and then you just want to be able to enjoy life, and I'm just like, my I's have yet to be dotted. So like, that's what I get freaked out about. I'm just like,
you're not going to get to dot all your I's.
I need more life experiences. I need to fall in love. I need to like I have this like need to keep up with life. Yeah. And that's why I'm scared of death.
Yeah. But just let it happen. Yeah. Not death, fair. But just let life happen.
No, but you're right.
Just honestly, because like,
you're right.
I met Adam when I was at the worst possible place for men. Like I'd been fucked over by 2 guys like in a row. 3 actually in a row, and like I was just like not in a very good place, and like I was like, I'm never gonna meet anybody, and I hate everything, and then he showed up. So it's like, you just have to let it happen. You can't force things to happen. It doesn't work. If you force things to happen, you're gonna end up with somebody you don't want to be with.
You truly can't.
Yeah,
listen, it's common advice for a reason.
Yeah, because
it fucking works.
Yeah.
And something that I love about you as well is you're always like, you said in your post, like, I'm gonna do my shows, and I'm gonna take some time off for me. Yeah. And I'm like, thank you for fucking doing that, because we need to see more of that.
Yeah. There's people that just that's why I fucking loved COVID. Right. Everyone was forced to just relax for a couple months, and nobody was getting ahead of anybody. Like, it was great. I loved that first 3 months of COVID. It was weird and scary, but it was just like, I can just watch Netflix all day and masturbate. I don't feel bad about it. I like
rested.
Yes.
Like, it was like the most I've ever slept in my life.
Yeah. It was good.
Like, yeah, I agree. I kind of get nostalgic for those times.
Right? Like I get nostalgic for the times when it was first lockdown, when it was like crazy lockdown, and we didn't have the people freaking out about, I even said this on stage, I don't know if it was the show you were at, where I was like, I loved the first part of COVID where we were all in it together. And then like a couple months in, and things started opening up, and then people were like, I'm not wearing a fucking mask. I'm not gonna, and then we all started to separate again. And it was like, fuck, what? It's just like when 9/11 happened. Everybody fucking came together, and like, it didn't matter what you believed. You're like, that was a horrible thing. And yeah, let's all help these people get back on their feet. But now, like, everyone's so fucking divided. It's so annoying. Like,
yeah. It unified a lot of us, because none of us knew what was going on.
Yeah. But now we're just like, we're either left or right, and anything I believe is right, but what you believe is wrong, and vice versa. And no one's ever going to come to an agreement. And it's just like a weird time now.
Fucking agree. It's fucking.
Yeah. I miss the lockdown.
I miss the unknown.
Yeah. It was kind of nice, but like, are we all going to die?
Well, fucking, I was in here by myself.
Yeah.
And like, it was weird because like, I felt more connected to friends not seeing them all the time.
Because you were talking a lot more.
Talking a lot in the group chats, doing Zooms all the time. Like, as much as we hate Zooms, like, we checked in with each other.
Oh, I talked to my friends more during that time than now. Because nobody had like their crazy life going on.
No, it's true.
We were all just sitting around, and we craved a connection because we didn't have it anymore.
Yeah.
It was a great time.
Going to the grocery store, like, gave you an adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
Because you were like, oh. Am I breaking rules?
I'm in public. Oh my God. I used to like just drive around, because gas was so fucking cheap. It was like, I think it was like 70 cents in Alberta. I used to like fill my car and just like drive around the empty city because it was so spooky.
Spooky as fuck.
And then we had so many animals coming into the city. Like, we had like deer, and like, because they were all like, oh, the humans are gone. Yay. Life has returned.
It really felt like the end of days.
It did feel like the end of days. And I think that's what made more people like tolerant of stuff, because it was so uncertain. Mm-hmm. And I think, I think that's kind of like what I feel like now. Like, I feel very uncertain about how things are going to be. I feel certain I'm not going to be dying or anything, but it's just like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm just going to have to live with what happens and keep going on. And
enjoy
enjoy
each
my
day.
life. Like, don't that's the thing is I really realize that I'm just I'm not gonna bitch and complain that I don't get festivals or this and that. I get to tour. I get to come to Halifax for a whole week and I get to do these shows for people and I make people happy.
You
and
seem very happy right now.
I'm super happy. Life is very good.
And I love that because I also love that you are someone who's very honest about the downfalls of comedy.
Oh yeah, I've been in low places. Oh, I've been in a lot of valleys.
Because it's not an art that is perfect or easy.
If any comic says that, they're not a real comic.
Exactly, right?
Yeah. If some comic is just I get everything and everything's great, then I'm well, I don't know how you're doing that. But
right?
That's just not it. But another person that's super positive and I kind of look up to her really is Christina Walkinshaw. She's I don't think I've ever heard her say a negative thing about anyone, maybe one person, but she's I'm not gonna out that, but she's just so happy and positive and she's working cruise ships, which a lot of comics will be well, that means you're into the career, but she's loving it. And she's
consistent work.
She's consistent work in the Bahamas. Yeah. She's living her life. She literally travels all the time. She lives in New York. She's living a great life. And it's because she has a good attitude. That's why. I know comics that have shitty attitudes and they're having a shitty life.
And the victim mentality.
Yeah.
I think something keeps coming up in this podcast lately is just the idea of that you are truly the driver of your own life.
Yeah.
And so if you want to sit in that victim-y,
you'll stay
negative
there.
space, cool. Is that fun?
Yeah. It's
having fun there?
Bitching about things all the time. I bitch about stuff, but
of course.
But I also then I'm appreciative. I'm so lucky to be doing what I'm doing. I'm not at the level that I always thought I might be or could get to, but I'm still working every weekend I can, and I'm getting paid, and I get to travel, and it's amazing. I could be working at an office job that wanted me to kill myself all the time.
Right?
And Sean and I talk about this all the time. It's we're retired now, but when we're supposed to be retired, we're gonna have to work at 7-Eleven, but because there's no pensions for comedians. But
I mean, and so many people work those jobs, and you're right, it's unfulfilling for them.
Yeah.
And to be part of a small percentage of people who have a job that they have fun in
and they and love
is a privilege.
It's it is. It's a total privilege, and it's I'm very, very lucky. You can get down on yourself every once in a while. I don't get Crave specials. Why don't I get Just for Laughs? Why don't I get this? Why don't I get that? But then it's just if I'm supposed to get it, I'll get it.
That's right.
I don't know what else I can do.
All you can focus on is the now.
All I've done is I'll showcase, I'll do my best. And if it's not the person that sees it doesn't like it, that's not me. It's not because of me. It's because the person booking it doesn't like what they see for some reason.
It's a fit thing.
Exactly.
A lot of times, Which is
why I think some festivals should rotate bookers every 5 years.
Ooh.
I think it would be so much better.
Love that. Like a president?
Yes. I don't think anybody should be in one job for too long.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets stagnant.
It does.
Yeah, it does get stagnant.
It's the same thing too as even bookers in LA. I remember when I was down there just before I left, the Comedy Store loved me, so I was getting in with them. And then but with LA, you can't leave. You cannot leave because the next time you come back, it's going to be a new person. They won't know who you are. And you'll have to redo all that stuff again. You'll have to work your way through again. But yeah, that's the thing is people leave all the time down there. So that's kind of nice because there's nobody sitting there constantly making the decisions and keeping it to their style of comedy. I would love to see Just for Laughs rotate. And I'm not saying fire people. I'm saying move them in their positions. They have other positions. So now somebody else is booking the Canadian comics and and that person now goes and books that. And it's just because then you can't be
have to fit a certain box.
Or you can't be a favorite. It's just,
I totally agree.
Because I find that especially Just for Laughs books the same people over and over. And it's kind of annoying and frustrating. It's annoying and frustrating that they never book Canadians to begin with.
Yeah.
But now they only book the same Canadians. And it's there's a whole bunch of us out here that are really fucking good.
Right. And for whatever reason aren't getting those opportunities.
Yeah, for whatever reason. I don't know.
Personal preference?
I think they're trying to be more of a talent agency than they are trying to be a festival now. I think they're trying to make people famous, and I don't know if it's going to work or not, but yeah, I think Just for Laughs should be working for Canadian comedians. They get Canadian tax dollars.
Right.
They shouldn't be they should be, and they're always well, you're not a draw. I'm because you guys do not support us. Because you guys don't put us in the spotlight. Because when we do this stuff, when we do the festival, we're not we're far away from the Americans. We're not with the Americans. Go to the Canadian show and like even like they have Canadian New Faces now, which is just the old Homegrown Festival. I'm like, why don't you just call it all New Faces and let us all perform together? Why do you have to constantly keep us separate? And
such a good point.
Let all the agents see the Canadians too, because it's just like they don't always go to the Canadian shows.
Yeah,
they're only concerned about the Americans, so it's very frustrating.
A great point.
Yeah,
I'm only now learning about how all of this works, with festivals and stuff. Because for the longest time, I was just like, I'm an open micer. I'm just concerned about my Gus's set tonight. Like,
open mic comedy is kind of like that's the best time. You should very much embrace this time because once you get to the point where like your things are happening and stuff, that's when you have friends that stab you in the back, and that's when you have like people change around you. Like if you get something, like you hear things talked about because comics are jealous assholes.
It is competitive.
It's very competitive, especially in Canada. There's not enough spots.
Not enough spots.
Especially nowadays, it's actually crazy. Like anybody coming up now, I kind of feel sorry for you because it is so competitive. When I started in Edmonton, I was like the only girl that went out regularly. There was one girl that was in it before me, but she quit. And then there was a couple of other girls that kind of came in and out of the scene, but they weren't coming out every single night.
Right.
So I got my Just for Laughs showcase, like I think a year into comedy. I had no business being on it, but they needed a girl, right?
You were the one that was consistent.
Well, I was a girl.
And a girl.
I wasn't even consistent. I was 1 year comic. I was terrible.
Right.
But I was a girl, and they couldn't have all dudes on a showcase. You know what I mean? So like when sometimes girls are like, oh, it's hard to be a girl comedian. I'm like, well, maybe it is now because it's a little bit more competitive. But I was put on the road really quick because they needed a girl, and
it worked to your advantage.
It does, and like I get away with more things because I'm a girl and there's not that many like strong female headliners in Canada that can like really do a good 45 to an hour. And that's the other thing. I'm just ranting.
Kathleen, I love this.
I'm just ranting
Keep
because
going.
There's so many people that are like, they have a great 15 or great 20 and now they're getting some opportunities where they're like getting some tapings, they're getting like a roast battle, stuff like this. And then, but they can't do 45. Like,
right.
But they still want a headline, which I understand they want to headline. But I remember the first time I headlined, I was like, oh, that was hard. Because it's totally different. Because you got to do 45
fucking minutes.
And like, you have to deal with the check drop, which is like the worst part of it is when people get their checks and they stop paying attention to the show and they start, oh, I had that. You didn't. And like, they just stop paying attention because they have this check there. So you got to keep them going. You got to keep the show going. And like, it's not easy to headline and do well.
No.
Anybody can headline, but it's not going to be memorable. Like anybody can headline, but if you have only 15 minutes and you're trying to stretch that out into 45, like don't do that to yourself.
Don't do that to yourself.
Don't do that to yourself.
You. Yes.
Because like you won't get invited back to clubs if you bomb the whole weekend. It's just not going to happen. Like don't like, everyone has this like ego now. It's just like, just relax.
This
is
relax.
A fucking marathon. This is not the sprint. This is a fucking marathon. Just relax and like work hard and be fun and have fun.
Quality over quantity. Don't be concerned about you have to get your comedy to a quality point. And that's why I tell you, like, when I saw you, it was really the first time I had ever seen such a strong female headliner at Yucks. Like, blow the roof off.
Yeah.
Blow the fucking roof off. And I've witnessed, like I've watched so many headliners and it's just like it's an okay response.
You still have to pay
your okay response, but like that's not killing.
You still have to pay your dues, which I think a lot of people don't understand. Like you still if you want to get into a spot where you have a good 45, go on the road. Because you'll be going to these towns where they won't be listening to you, where you're gonna have to yell above everyone and you might be doing well in the city, but when you go out there, you're going to get not the same reaction. And like a lot of comics don't tour as much as they used to.
They don't go out of their bubble.
Yeah. And it's just like, but you want a headline. So it doesn't make, I don't know. You just, you're not just going to get everything handed to you. That's the thing is like,
thank you.
It feels like that sometimes now there's a lot of like, there's a lot of entitlement that like, oh, I'm doing well in this city, so I should be getting everything. But like I've seen people that I'm not naming names, but I've seen people who say that they can headline and they can barely do 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it's painful.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for them.
Yep.
Like even Whitney Cummings even said it once. She was like, I got my agents and they kept saying, why can't I audition for this? And they're like, you're not ready. And then she kept on saying, why can't I do this? They're like, you're not ready.
Yeah.
There needs to be that again. Because that's what happened when I started in comedy, is that I went to the club every weekend for 6 months and asked for a guest spot. And they kept on saying, no. Like you have to keep going and going and going. And they keep saying, and you can't just like be told no once and be like, well, fuck you, I'm never coming back. Like that's like a terrible attitude to have.
Absolutely terrible.
Like you have to watch comedy. Go to a club.
Yes. Thank you,
and
Kathleen.
sit and watch it.
Yes. Okay. And I said this on another podcast. Us comics here in Halifax are really lucky. We get to you can go watch for free and sit in the back and you can learn from the headliners.
Yeah.
And not enough comedians, new
Take advantage of
comics
that.
do that.
That's crazy to me
It's
because
night
that's what I
class.
did. It is. It's like, it is your free education.
It's your classes,
Mike
bitch.
Wilmot told me that. He's like, this is your free fucking education. Like
Truly.
you're watching. And also something that because I was in Edmonton, this is the same thing for Halifax, because I did want to move to Toronto. So when I moved to Toronto, I knew all the headliners because I went out and hung out and drove them around and like, and they liked me because they knew me, Kathleen from Edmonton, and they get to Toronto like, oh, you live here now? That's awesome. Well, I've got this show. And it's all about like, it doesn't happen as much anymore, but it is all about like connecting with people and like, I don't know. It's
networking.
It's changed. It's very like, it's very just me nowadays. And it's sad. Like I see comics that I really like I will not, like if someone asks for a guest spot and then they don't stay for the show, then I'm like, okay, well, I'm never going to give you a guest spot again. Just it bothers me because like that's the thing is comics don't want like, and you have all this free fucking comedy to go to, and you got like headliners coming in now again that are really good. Also watch the bad headliners.
Watch them all
Because bad headliners will teach you shit too.
Yep. And if you haven't done a guest spot yet, go and watch the other guest spots.
Go watch the guest spots.
That's what you hope to be.
Yeah.
Like
it is good and bad that there's not as much gatekeeping anymore. It's great that people do their own independent stuff, and I think that's awesome. And there's a lot more independent clubs popping up.
Yep.
I think comedy clubs are kind of dying in Canada right now just because they're not trying as hard. It feels like.
Yeah. No,
But But like seriously, like I just like the expectation that you should be getting a guest spot doing 3 months into comedy is like insane to me.
You hear that, Big Cat? Are you proud of us for having this conversation right now?
I'm sure he's listening to this and be like, fuck yeah, I love these bitches.
Notice how I was looking down and not up?
Yeah, I did notice that. That was awesome.
We know where you are. But I truly, I feel what you're saying so hard because, like I said, I did start with Vaughn's influence in my blood.
Yeah.
And I'm in a weird spot where I'm 2 years in, and now there's this new breed, this new crop in Halifax.
Yeah.
And it's just a very different attitude than what I had come into.
But there's nobody
I'm in with them,
Yeah.
but I have a different
But there's nobody.
attitude.
You can't be mean to people anymore because then they'll cry and try to get you in trouble. And so, like I say it to people that I really like, and I think they can take it. And then I'm like, but if I don't think that you can be a great comedian without having the actual
thick skin.
But the actual, I think you're born funny.
Interesting.
I don't think
you don't think it can be taught.
No, I don't think it'd be taught. I think if you were born funny and you go take classes, it'll blossom. But there's
Maybe
people
you
I
can
know.
be taught jokes, but not.
Yes,
you can be taught how to write a joke.
Oh, and I know that there's comics that are successful, but they got successful because they figured out like the math of comedy and like this and all the tricks and that. Like there are comics that get by on tricks and things like that, but they're never going to be like the comics because they just don't have it in them. And I've always felt that way. I've felt like you were born to be funny.
Yes. And like the charisma. You can't really teach charisma and stage presence.
No.
Not at all.
You can't. Like you
either have it or you don't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. If some people tried to do the jokes that I do, they wouldn't get away with it. They just don't have my personality.
No.
That's the thing. And there's jokes that I couldn't do.
Yeah.
That other people do that I couldn't get away with. But yeah, I don't know.
I loved all of that so much. I almost want to clip that whole thing and post it on YouTube as its own fucking thing. Listen to Kathleen, everybody.
And then everyone's going to think I'm just so mean.
No, you're not mean. I think it's everything you're saying.
I'm
is
honest.
bang on.
I'm honest. I'm not mean. I'm honest.
It's bang on. And it's like, and what you said about the getting things early because you're a woman, that is something I'm always thinking about because like I was given a guest spot probably sooner than I thought I was supposed to.
But use that to your advantage. Don't complain about things.
Exactly.
Use that to your advantage.
You just do it. And you know what I always do is I just use it as a chance to rise to the occasion.
Yes.
So I go, people are probably going to think I'm going to bomb this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to
go in and kill.
Try my best to not.
Yeah. That's all. Like,
if all you can do.
If you're given opportunities early, take them.
Take them.
But don't like assume that like, oh, this means that I'm going to headline. You know what I mean?
Don't assume that means you're going to now get paid for every show you do.
Yeah.
It's just not, that's just not how it works.
Yeah. And even when you're, you don't get paid much when you do get paid. So don't get too excited about getting paid.
It's a fucking brutal dream to have. Can I just say that?
It's not a good dream to have.
It's a brutal dream to have.
Yeah. You have to really want to like live a failed life to be a comedian. Like really, it's not. It's very like it's hard to like be that comic that hits it and is successful. Like it's very hard to get there. And most of us won't, but there are comics that stick around and do it forever, and they're just because they can't get out of it because they can't do anything else.
That's what Travis always told me. He's like, unless you absolutely need to do it, there's no point in doing it.
Yeah, unless like and I've had a comic once. I did a gig with him, and I was with Rob Pugh. I'm not gonna say him because I don't want him to. I don't know, but I did a gig with him, and he was talking about like. The whole time he's like, oh, I don't want to go out and do this. I'd rather be home with my family, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, then don't accept these gigs. Don't accept these gigs. Let the person that is sitting at home waiting to do stuff like this do them. Like, if you don't want to do it, I hate when comics come, oh, I have to be in fucking Halifax. Ugh. Like, then don't accept the gig. Don't take it. Give it to somebody who wants to do it.
Thank you. I'm coming off like a 3-week break of like no mics.
Yeah.
Specifically because I was not feeling it. And I felt bad showing up being resentful.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's the point? I'm gonna go up there. I'm not stoked about my material. I'm trying to write stuff. So like I'm gonna be in a bad mood.
Yeah.
I might not do well, and that's gonna make me even to a worse mood. So why am I doing this? I'm just not gonna do it for a bit.
Yeah.
And now I'm gonna miss comedy.
Yeah.
And when I come back, I'm gonna actually want to be there.
Everyone has peaks and valleys are a big part of doing comedy. It's like there's been times when I'm like, why the fuck do I don't want to do this? Like I've said that before. I'm like, I don't want to do this show. I get booked for it, but then every time I do it, I'm like, oh, that was so fun,
right?
Like I have to drag myself. I have to drag myself to some shows, but then I get up and I do it. I'm like, oh, that was great,
right? Yeah,
but yeah,
and that comes from you're made to do this thing.
That's the thing is like if you're a comic that you're saying, why am I doing this? I don't want to do this. And why are you doing it?
Why?
Like, honestly.
Yeah, why? So like, new comedian, I'm 2 years in. Like I have to remind myself, I never signed a comedy contract.
No.
I didn't, when I did my first set, I didn't sign a piece of paper that said, you are now beholden to doing shows constantly, multiple times a week while you're working a full-time job and producing a podcast.
Yeah.
You need to stick with this forever. No, I didn't.
No, and you can take
it's a choice,
and you can take breaks. Like
you can take breaks. Thank you.
There's a comic in Edmonton, Celeste Lampa, and I remember she started comedy, and she was so funny. And then she got pregnant, and I was like, oh fuck, we're never gonna see her ever again.
Right.
Like she's gonna have a baby because that happens a lot.
Does.
And then she came back after her kids were a little bit older, and now she's like killing it again. And I'm like, yes, see, you can take breaks, you can do stuff with your life and change and. That's the other thing about comedy is sometimes you have to go and live away from comedy because like how else are you going to come up with jokes? Like you can't just constantly be doing comedy all the time or you're just going to do jokes about comedy and like
thank you.
You have to go and live a life.
Needed to hear that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, go travel if you need. Take a break. Do whatever you need. But it's like the mafia thing. Like it'll always pull you back in if you're meant to do it. You'll get pulled back in.
And you're never like. And that's the thing. I think that because it's so. It can be so intense for people, the feelings associated with doing comedy.
Yeah.
Some people feel the need to make these like grand statements like, I'm quitting for a bit.
Yeah.
It's just like, you don't have to quit.
Just take a break.
You can just not do it.
I thought you said I'm quitting for a bit.
Oh yeah, I could never quit. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I it's weird because if you are someone who is constantly on like showing up and doing shows, which I consider myself to be in that group. Like I was always doing shows. And now that I'm on a break, it's just like I'm being asked and people are wondering where I am. And I'm just like, I'm just not performing right now. It's like, I haven't quit.
Yeah.
I truly need to live a life. I need to go on some dates and I don't even know, something. But then it feels weird doing those life experiences for the sake of writing.
Yeah.
So that feels strange.
Well, comedy is so weird because like for the first like 5 years, you really get submerged in it. Like at least I did. I was like literally, I disappeared from my friends. Like I just kept doing comedy all the time.
Yeah.
Because you get into it. And then like eventually you kind of like I started dating a guy. So I kind of like did a little bit less and like because I wanted to be with him more. And then like I always find comics are stronger when they're broken up. That's why most comics start. I don't know about you, but like I started comedy because I got dumped and I had nothing else to do. And I was like down on myself and I always wanted to try it. And then, yeah, I hear a lot of comics that say, oh no, I was like just dumped recently. So, and because you do need to, if you are serious about doing it, you do kind of have to devote a lot of time to it.
And that makes relationships challenging.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
When you're a comedian.
Oh yeah. Because most people think it's cool at first.
Yeah.
And then after a while, like
and they're like, oh, I've never seen this bitch.
Yeah. She's gone every weekend. And that's why.
And in the night too, which is when you're probably going to be hanging out with.
Yeah. And she's blackout drunk alone in Halifax and she won't call me back. And I'm worried she's being raped in an alley. Like my poor Adam, honest to God. Like I do. He doesn't get mad at me ever, but he's like always like, you need to check in. But I always say I'm always okay. I've never in my whole career, I've been like blackout drunk and I always like wake up where I'm supposed to wake up and I don't know how, but I'm always like, good for me.
It's the instincts.
I have good drunk instincts, I think.
My last assumption was that you drunk dial people a lot.
I don't as much as I used to. I'm not as much of a drunk because I don't like talking on the phone.
Oh, you don't? Oh, interesting.
I think it's an ADHD thing. I hate it. And like, it's so hard with like older like family members always want to talk on the phone. And I'm like, just send me a tag. Like, I just don't want to, I hate this. I hate talking on the phone so much, but yeah. But I do drunk dial.
I feel like you'd be a good drunk dialer.
Yeah. I'll drunk dial certain people. Sunny Dollywall. Sunny always drunk dials me.
Does he?
Oh my God. Yeah, it's funny.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
He's the sweetest man ever.
Sunny's great.
Yeah, I love him.
Kathleen, we are more than fired up at this point. We still have 3 segments to get through.
Oh my God.
You might have just done your rant, but I'm going to ask you, do you have another rant?
Do I have another rant? Maybe that was the rant.
Maybe that was the rant.
Like that was the rant.
Is there anything like specific on your mind bugging you currently that's grinding the gears, pissing you off?
I think I'm very sick of the left and the right.
Got you, that extremism.
I just want to sit in the middle and live my life again and not have arguments every day. And like, I think people like live to argue and it's fucking weird.
They really, they're addicted to their own stress hormones.
Well, social media has fucked us. Mm-hmm. We're fucked. We are so fucked. I think TikTok's making it even worse because it's making people think that they're famous.
Oh,
and I just like, you're watching the downfall of all these people that hit big and now they're kind of like, things are coming up about their past. And like, it's like, this is just like not good. Like this is not a good time.
It is really not good.
It's too much. I'm like, I'm not leaving social media. I'm not saying I don't want to be TikTok famous, but I kind of don't because it's like, I don't need people rifling around in my, who knows what I've done.
Well, listen, like what will happen is like a video will go viral. Mm-hmm. And then you will constantly then be striving for that viralness again.
Well, I even
you won't enjoy any of your content anymore because you're constantly wanting that viral moment.
Well, we had Che Durena at the Grindstone Comedy Fest, and he was fantastic, and he sold the fuck out. Like he's big on TikTok. He's got 5 million or something.
Oh shit, yeah.
Very funny comic. And like we were talking about like, well, what would you tell like people to do to get followers on TikTok? And he's like, make 4 to 6 videos a day, which sounds like a nightmare to me.
And one will hit at some point.
And then whatever hits with you, whatever thing goes viral, that's your thing. And I'm like, what? He's like,
it's true.
Because he does all these reactions to like sexy girl videos, and that's what he does all the time, and that's what people want from him. And then it's so weird though.
It is so. It's like the TikTok accounts. Like there's one that's just a guy who gets his cat to smell things.
Yeah, like, and that's your thing forever.
So now he does it every day. It's like day 108 of melon smelling. What's melon smelling?
Like that seems like a nightmare. It seems like you're in it seems like a Black Mirror episode.
It really does.
People are just living in a loop.
I don't know why Black Mirror hasn't come up with new episodes about TikTok, social media
There
stuff.
has to be.
There needs to be more.
I've been watching the new Twilight Zone with Jordan Peele. It's so good. There's only 2 seasons though. They didn't get any more. It was really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
I guess we're in the Black Mirror, and that's why we're not.
We're living in Black Mirror episode.
We really are.
Like, I find TikTok, like, I'm like, I don't know how the people that are successful on it continuously do the same thing fucking over and over again.
It's also just like that addiction. Like I said, the addiction to wanting those views.
Yeah.
And you make something that you think is funny, and then you're just like constantly checking.
I think it's killing creativity too, because there are some very creative people that are on TikTok and they do their own thing. But the fact that literally everything is just, you can lip sync.
Fun fact, everybody.
It's so weird.
My first TikTok was lip syncing to this bitch.
Yeah, I know. That was cute. I liked it. I found that and I was like, people are lip syncing to me, and then
Isn't that cool?
It's cool, but it's also creepy. It's very weird. At first, I thought it was kind of cool, but now I was just like, this is odd. This is like, because comics forever are like, don't steal my material, don't steal my material, and now literally, that's all you can hope for, is that somebody steals your material.
Isn't that wild? Yeah,
and like, it's crazy.
And then like your sound might blow. Like if you had a stand-up clip that someone lip synced, and it blew up,
they would get the credit.
They would get the credit, not you.
It's weird.
And that's why you got to credit the sound, like especially stand-up clips, guys. Credit the comedian and your
I saw like a moms of TikTok war, because there was this one mom who was very creative and she did everything original. She didn't like. And this other mom took her sounds and like made them hers. And like this other mom was a little bit more perfect than this other mom. And like they had a fucking war. And I mean, the only thing I like about TikTok is the TikTok fucking drama.
The TikTok drama is pretty addictive.
I just don't want to ever be involved in TikTok drama, but I fucking love the TikTok drama.
Like when there's like couples that break up.
Oh, it's the new soap opera.
You get the tea on things.
Yeah, it's the new soap opera.
It is. I am very addicted to TikTok. It's pretty bad. But I was a lover of Vine.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm drawn to it so much. I just love those, ADHD. Yeah. Those quick hits, baby.
But now they're not quick. Some of them go on and on.
Some of them are pretty long, yeah.
So you sit and watch a whole one and you're like, I'll never get this time back. What did I just watch?
Yeah, that's why with like podcast clips and like clips I'm putting out now, I try to make them
short,
under 30 seconds if I can. Just because of that reason, right? Our attention spans are fucked.
Yeah. That's why I don't even think like I'd ever want to do a comedy special. I cannot sit through a whole.
Oh my God, you should though.
But I want to do a docu special.
Oh yeah.
I think that's way better. Like I want to do a docu special where I just do sets at strip clubs in Canada.
And it's just like,
it's cut. And then you follow me around as I tour. I think that would be way more interesting than watching me do 45-minute set.
We're going to talk off air because
I want to do it. Like I've talked to people about it. But that's the other thing about this business is like, you always get these people like, I'm going to do that for you. And then you meet and then they're like, well, that would cost a lot of money.
And then nothing happens, right?
Yeah. And nothing happens. Yeah.
Yeah. That would be very compelling. I love that idea. You could almost do like, just like little 7-minute sets at all these clubs and have it and just make a compilation.
Well, it's like David Tell did one like that. Todd Barry did like a crowd work one, and it's so much more entertaining to watch than just like a full set.
I agree.
People don't have the attention span anymore.
I agree, and I do love stand-up specials, but I have been known to just like go on the phone,
start watching them, and not pay attention.
I just kind of have it on the background, and yeah, that's a good point. Okay, Kathleen, now we're gonna get deep.
Okay.
What's wrong with you?
Oh my God. I have cancer in my ass.
What's wrong with me to laugh?
No, I want people to laugh.
It's just the way you said it.
Honestly, like I don't. You can't. What are you gonna do? You can't mope around. You can't mope around. You gotta.
It's gum.
It's gum.
Not
That's all
cancer.
it is. I guarantee you, they're gonna open it up and like, oh my God, it was Hubba Bubba the whole time. This Big League Chew from 1987.
But other than hell stuff.
Oh, what was that thing that I was gonna? Oh, fudge.
What's wrong with you? Oh yeah, what was it?
I don't know. Maybe. Well, for sure, it's the fact that I don't think of others. It's for sure the fact that I don't think, especially my husband. Like when I'm out and like I get fucked up and I don't like immediately call back or something. That like I don't think about him worrying about me or something.
Is it kind of like hyper independent stuff?
I am hyper independent, and it's really hard for partners to deal with. Like a lot of partners end up hating it.
Right.
Because at first they think it's so cool that I'm a comedian. And, oh my God, that's so cool. That's like a cool job. And I'm like, oh, you're going to be funny all the time. And then they have to like deal with me crying at night.
Right.
Like it's very different to like actually date a comedian. I feel like you get to see the dark side of this whole business a lot more. And like even Adam has seen so much stuff, and like he's like, oh, that guy's hack. This guy's hack. Like it's funny. He's a lot more critical than I am. Like, and he's mean. I'm like, just relax. That guy's nice. Relax. But
here's the thing. I don't think it's that you don't think of others. I think it is just that you are so independent that you're good. You don't assume other people are worried about you. And
that's
even
totally
when they are
actually very like mind opening, because I do like I never think that anybody's worried about me. Like or it's not that they don't care about me, but I never consider like, because I feel like I'm a very tough, strong, independent woman.
Right.
But I do like, I feel like even when I got my diagnosis, I was just kind of like, I kind of laughed a bit. I cried a bit, but I laughed a bit. And then everyone's like, oh, do you want me to come over? And I'm like, no, I don't want to. You should be around people. I'm like, I don't want to be around people. This is the worst time to be around people for me. Like, I just let me sit and wallow in my thoughts. And like, everyone's like, that's the worst thing you can do. But I'm like, that's actually, I don't want to be around people right now. Like,
yeah, it could just be like, that's
about
not
me.
how you deal with it. You know?
Yeah, it's not how I don't like being fussed over. I don't like,
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah. I don't like being like, I never do well in a relationship where they're constantly checking in on me and like making sure, what are you doing? Where are you at? Like, it would never last.
Are you safe? Are you okay?
It would never last ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. You need to be free. It's very Aries.
It's very, I need to be free, and you need to trust me that I'm fine.
And it is not at all that you are not kind, because you're very kind.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think hyper independence can be bad, I think sometimes.
Well, I'm selfish. I will say I'm selfish.
Ooh,
but that's also why I don't want to have kids, because I don't want to have to put someone else first all the time. And I know that.
Thank you for saying that.
And I know that.
And not the answer I get all the time. I'm trying to write a joke about it. Like these people who don't want kids and go, I just don't want to bring a kid into this world. I'm like, no shit. You just want to do what you want. Admit it. You don't give a shit about the world.
That's what I say I'm like, I don't want to bring a kid into this world. I don't want to get out of bed in the morning. Why do I have to expect a toddler to want to face the day? Like, that's selfish.
Right.
That's selfish to me. Like when people, I've heard people say, oh, you're selfish to not want to have kids. I'm like, how? Like how? Because I don't want to contribute to the overpopulated world, because I'm like happy with my life. And like,
it would be selfish to have a kid for
just
the wrong
because
reasons.
somebody wants you to have, that's exactly the thing. Just because everybody around you is like, you should do it. You should just do it. I'm like, why? This is actually really funny. Like I told two of my best friends about when I told about my diagnosis. I went over to their house, and they're child free too, and they have the coolest life. They have an amazing house. It's like got art all over. Like it's just they've got a great life, and they're happy, and they don't want to ruin that, you know? I think more and more people nowadays are doing this. But anyway, so I went over and I said, I have some news, and you guys are going to hate it. I'm growing something inside of me right now. And Nick looked at me like, oh my fucking God. Like I could see in his eyes, like, please don't say you're pregnant. Please don't say you're pregnant. And I said, it's a tumor.
Oh,
and they were shocked, and they were like, what? But then I could see the relief in Nick, because he doesn't want kids around. Like he barely wants my dogs around him. He doesn't want me to bring kids over. I wouldn't be invited over ever again. But yeah, it was like and we were going to do that. Like I was going to post a picture of it as a sonogram. But then I'm like, I don't want to like, there's too many people that can get like really pissy and offended, but I don't know. You can't be following me and get pissy and offended.
Well, people do those like, you know, like they'll post like they'll post like what looks like a pregnant belly and be like, I have a food baby.
Yeah,
like, you know, that's kind of similar. Like, I don't know. I feel like you have
I've
to
heard like
have
some people like if you do on April Fools, I'm pregnant, just kidding. They get mad because like there's some women out there that really want to get pregnant that can't. I'm like, okay, well then adopt. Yeah, like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, no, it's a sensitive, weird line. Yeah, people get upset.
I don't have the urge to make another one of me. That's probably very Aries as well. We don't need another Kathleen.
You don't need the competition.
I don't need the competition.
All right.
Yeah. I already have a nephew that was born the day after my fucking birthday, and now I have to like share my birthday week with him. Fucking kid. Just kidding.
Do you like kids?
I love kids.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing is my friends are like, you're so good with kids. I'm like, yeah, because I don't have them.
That's right.
Because I like to be around them. And then when I'm sick of them, I leave.
And you go home to your life and you sleep and you eat what you want. You know,
I don't have to deal with the flu. I don't have to deal with like all the shit that you have to deal with when you actually own a kid.
Yeah, it's a lot, dude. Holy
it's too much. Yeah, but people are like, you're so good with kids. Kids love you. I'm like, yeah, because I treat them like little adults, first of all.
Yeah.
Like, I don't act like, oh, little. Like, they were at my wedding. We had like gumballs everywhere because I wanted gumballs as my decor. And so the kids were like throwing them around. And I walked outside and I saw them doing that. I was like, if you throw that at anyone or at the building, I'm going to come out here and murder all of you. And they're all like, oh, okay.
They listened up real quick.
Yeah. I don't like, I'm not a maternal person either. Like when I was a kid, I didn't play house. Like I had dolls, but I wasn't like that. I liked playing like cashier or lounge singer better. I was like,
lounge singer.
Oh, yeah. I used to want to be a lounge singer so bad.
Strip club, lounge singer, cashier. I feel like you just need to make this business happen.
Oh,
you would just be able to run it yourself.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
You'd have all the roles.
Yeah. I could wear pretty dresses every night. That's all I want. I just want to wear like gowns every night.
Oh,
I want Vanna White's job.
Because you love the dresses. Because you do that thing in June, right?
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day a dress kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Trying on wedding dresses was like so much fun.
Oh, my God.
I did it 3 times. I wish I could have done it 1,000 times.
I just want to do that. I just want to see myself in a wedding dress.
Just go like get a fake engagement ring from Walmart and call them and say, this is my date. And you just have to be good at saying, oh, I'm going to have to think about it because they're very high pressure. They're very high pressure when you're in there. Like the first one we went to, my friend, my maid of honor brought a bottle of champagne and the lady's like, is that real? Because we don't have a license. You can't bring that in here. She goes, oh no, it's just apple cider. And she's like, okay, well don't open it in here. And then literally 2 minutes later, pop. She's like, Jesus Christ. And then there were my appointment and there was another appointment. And the girl was clearly a lot younger than me too. She was probably in her late 20s. And every time she came out, her whole family and friends cried, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Oh my God. And then every time I came out, my friends were like, you look so skinny. Oh my fucking God, you look so skinny. Like we were going crazy. And they kept on bringing me these like romantic, like floofy dresses. And I was like, listen, you're going to need to bring me something a lot more slutty than that. Because I do not want to look like a fairy princess on my wedding day.
Give me some cleavage.
I want to look like a bombshell.
Yes, and you did. Your hair was amazing too.
Yeah. I did have extensions. I want extensions again.
Dream hair, bombshell hair.
Mm-hmm.
Extensions seems like you would never want to go back.
I want to get them again.
Right?
Once you get and they're good. Like the ones I get are they're called nano beads, and they just like it's not like taped in or sewn in. It's like these beads that they loop it in, and they look so much better. And you can actually put your hair up. Yeah, it takes a while to get used to them, but you can like put your hair up and
see, because I love a power pony. Like I love a voluminous pony.
Yeah. I know.
The best.
I know. And all those power ponies you see are fake. I'm just letting you know. Like,
oh yeah.
None of those are real.
I own one.
Yeah.
I have a pony extension thing.
Yeah. I love when girls are like, oh my God, Ariana Grande cut her hair. I'm like, it's that short. She just got her extensions taken out.
That's right. It's all fucking fake.
Everything's fake. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
I got Botox. I got filler now. I don't give a shit.
Yes. Before we recorded, we talked about this. The
first time I went in to get Botox, I'm like, why? I use my face for work, so I don't want to have too much. And then the second time I went in, I was like, freeze it all. I don't want to move. I'm good.
See, I use my face for work, so give me all of it.
Yeah. I want to be frozen. I don't want any expressions coming off of this face right now.
I love it. I would totally get it.
It's awesome.
Listen, like anyone who tells you that life is not easier and better if you're beautiful and pretty is a liar.
Yes, they are a liar.
Is a liar.
They're a total liar.
Thank you.
And they're saying that because they are insecure and they want to believe that they're fine and they're not.
Well, you have to embrace all your flaws now with body positivity.
We can talk about that in a second. That's kind of my
let's do it then.
Okay,
let's get to it. So now we're gonna do unpopular opinion. Let's hear it.
Don't hate me for this, but it's time for unpopular opinion.
I don't like the body positivity movements.
Pop off, queen. Tell me why.
First of all, it's happened to me where like if you were bigger and you lose weight, they turn on you.
Yes.
And I see it all over TikTok right now. Just like, I liked you when you were fat. I liked, and she used to be a nice girl. Now I'm not going to follow because she's lost weight. And I'm like, what is wrong with you people?
Truly.
Like, you want everybody to accept you the way you are, but you can't accept that somebody might have been my health was so bad when I was bigger.
Yeah.
And I am like the healthiest I've ever been. And like, yes, I did not like being in a bigger body. And that doesn't mean I'm a bad person.
And that's okay.
But they don't, it's just like the whole like left and right. Like if you don't believe what I believe, you're wrong. But everyone, and everybody talks about Lizzo. She's a big like force in this, but she's probably got some health issues that she's not talking about. And I'm not saying that you can't be healthy and be bigger, but like, I'm sorry. She's definitely got to have diabetes. Like it's just the way it's science. And these are the people that talk about science all the time. But then when you talk about body stuff, they're like, well, we're accepting everyone except for the people that lose weight afterwards. And then like Adele, they went after.
Oh my God. The Adele stuff was wild.
Let her live her own, like we let you live your life. We're happy for you. Be happy for her.
Yep.
Like it's so frustrating. And I had a girl once because I posted that had this like little green crop top and sweater, and I don't wear crop tops. I don't like feel comfortable in them because I have stretch marks on my stomach and all this other stuff. And so I wore one out one night and I was like, fuck it, I feel great. Like I finally wore a crop top out. I feel good about myself. And then some girl messaged me and she goes, this post isn't it, Kathleen. Why wouldn't you wear a crop top when you were bigger? And I'm like, because I didn't feel comfortable.
Oh my God.
Because I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't want like I was a big girl most of my life, and then I lost weight, and then I yo-yo up and down, but like I still definitely have body dysmorphia. I still think I'm huge, and I still like have all these issues about it, and like to have somebody message me to be like, how dare you lose weight and not be a positive role model for plus size women? And I was like, I never asked to be a positive role model for plus size women. I just was a plus size woman. But like, just because I lose weight doesn't mean that I'm saying that what you are is bad.
That's right. Yes.
It's so annoying, but it's insecurities.
It is.
And
also
their own
like,
insecurities.
You're going against body positivity by shaming you. Like who, like something can be said for the fact that like you were insecure about the stretch marks and you were like, fuck this, I'm going to wear a crop top and go out. That was a body positive moment for you.
Yeah.
It wasn't the image we have in our head of it.
She ruined it for me.
She ruined it
by
for
coming over and being like, well, this isn't it. I'm like, okay, well, what is it then? Please tell me what it is. But it drives me nuts. It like really drives me nuts, and it's frustrating. And they talk about, oh, well, you're promoting diet culture. I'm like, I'm promoting my health. Like, I don't know what to tell you guys.
And sometimes to get to health, you have to make changes.
And that's the thing is like, to get healthy, like I've intermittent fasted before.
Yes, you were telling me about this.
It fucking works really well. It also works well because I'm still diabetic, and it's when I was intermittent fasting, my blood sugars were the best they ever were because it does lower your whatever. It works that way.
Yeah.
But when you see people online like, oh, you're just basically starving yourself, and I'm like, well, not really. I literally just don't eat for 16 hours, and half of those hours I'm sleeping.
And also, we've a huge issue with overeating, just in general in the world, in North America.
Oh, when you watch those videos of people, I cannot stand watching people eat.
Mukbangs?
It creeps me the fuck out.
Yeah.
It creeps me the fuck. Although I do love watching animals eat.
A porcupine eating watermelon.
Oh my God, I could watch animals eat all day, like little skunks eating something. I saw Adam sent me a video of a little turtle eating a tomato. I was like, oh my God, I can watch animals eat all day. But humans, I cannot.
Yeah.
I can't watch it. My insecurities with food. I don't like when people watch me eat. Like it's just, I don't like that. I have so many insecurities around food.
Yeah.
Because of like and also I didn't grow up in the time where it was awesome to be a big girl. I grew up when it was like everyone hated you and before they talked to you, and like I didn't get to shop wherever I wanted to shop. I had to shop at the fat old lady stores.
Right.
Because that's all they had. I didn't have extended sizes everywhere. Like you couldn't just shop wherever you wanted. Like you had to
find a way to get the clothes that fit you.
I could never go to like, all my girlfriends would go to like La Senza and the Gap and all this stuff, and I could never shop there. Like I'd have to, if I was at the Gap, I'd have to buy men's extra large or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I didn't grow up in this time where it was very cool to be, and so that's affected my thinking too.
Yeah, I think that's
So of
like
course.
an elder millennial thing, like for sure. That's it's still ingrained in us a bit.
Yeah.
To be thin.
I think
and
it's
then that
great.
equals hot.
I think it's great that girls in younger generations are now feeling more happy with their bodies and stuff. But they need to understand that we didn't get to feel that. We didn't get to feel that. We got to feel like we were awful human beings, and like, and if you weren't perfect, and like, even if you had pubic hair, like in the 90s, you were off.
Yeah.
Like,
and now that's in.
You couldn't.
And if you shave, it's not cool.
Now you
to
can be
shave.
whatever the fuck you want, and everyone has to accept it. And like, that's good and bad, but I don't know.
The perfect example of this is like going to the beach with like my friends who are a bit younger than me.
Yeah.
It's like, I still hate myself in a bathing suit, and I still like,
And they're dancing around.
and like, it's just like larger women are wearing bikinis. And I think it's fucking awesome.
But you can't make us feel
But
like
you can't exactly.
It's years and years of being ingrained in us that we're not good enough, that we're, you know, that nothing will happen unless I've even had like people tell me like in the industry, like you have to lose weight or no one's going to put you in anything. Like I once had an audition where it was like obese cheerleader, and I'm like, obese cheerleader. And the lady's like, oh, you're not like obese. You're just TV obese. I'm like, great. Like, that makes me feel better. Like, that's the stuff we had to deal with. So that's the thing that bothers me about this new gen, because they are very critical of older people. They're so fucking super hypercritical about everything. Like, and it's just like, you don't understand the shit that we
went through,
had to go through so that you guys can thrive.
Oh my God.
And I feel the same way about comedy too.
Oh my God. It's so
many people are gonna hate me after this.
No, because what we're saying is, and like, let's just again clarify, because I think the core of the body positivity movement, and I think
it's hypocritical.
The core of it really is, fat people should love themselves.
Yeah.
Overweight people should love themselves.
Yeah.
Part of loving yourself is getting healthier too.
Yeah.
And that's also okay. And we're not saying hate yourself, but we're saying don't hate us.
Because I decided I wanted to get healthier.
And making choices that make us feel better.
Yeah. And I do want to be in a smaller body because of all and this is my favorite thing, is like this generation of respect my trauma. They don't respect our trauma at all.
Yeah. Yeah. It's only their trauma that we have to respect.
No, they don't respect our trauma at all. And like, I'm telling you, we have a lot of trauma. Like, we don't get to do whatever the fuck we want.
No,
we didn't get to do that.
Like exactly what you said, the comments and the lack of acceptance. Like, and you know, like I grew up with a mother who like would like buy me diet books for my birthday. Yeah. And then, but still tell me to finish my dinner. Yeah. Every night.
Take you to Weight Watchers classes.
It's rude to not finish your dinner, but then also lose weight.
Oh yeah. My mom used to take me to Weight Watchers classes with her. She instead of like taking me to a child psychologist, she took me to a dietitian, which is like, also you find out now that I have ADHD, it's like a lot of girls with ADHD had weight issues.
Right.
Because it's just like part of the way we deal with stuff, and like
coping kind of things.
Yeah. So when I got diagnosed, I was kind of pissed at my mom. She wasn't around, but I was like, you know, like you took me to dietitians all the time. You put me on Prozac because I was sad, but you never like had anybody talk to me about like how I was feeling, or like you just, and I think that was like a lot of, because their mothers told them you have to be skinny. Like it was so like, I think we're going to get a great generation of people coming up where it's just like, and some body types, you're just going to be bigger. Like my doctor has said, like you've been at this weight for 2 years without doing that much like different. You're not like dieting. You're not like exercising more. She's like, this is where your body's supposed to be.
Right. This is like its natural
this
kind
is where
of
it's always
median.
Supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like if she's like, you could get thinner, but you're going to have to work a lot to keep yourself thinner.
Right. That's right. That's right. Yeah. And what you're saying about the being bigger and then losing weight, and then that's the psychology behind that. Oh my God. There's so much psychology behind that.
Oh yeah.
Because once you lose the weight, you're like, well, what else can I do to be hotter?
Yeah.
What now?
Yeah.
And then it's just like this it's this cycle, this evil cycle.
Yeah. It's crazy. It is crazy.
Really, you just have to get yourself to a point where you're happy in who you are, and let's let people do that.
I just think that
let's let people do that no matter what it is.
Yeah.
If people want to lose weight, let them lose weight.
You can't call yourself a positive movement if you're going after people because they decided that they wanted to change.
Yeah.
It really bothers me, and it's hard for me to respect the people that do that. Like I see these girls do it all the time. I'm like, what are you doing? Like I think that's just awful.
Also, here's a hot take. Oof, please don't get mad at me, everybody.
People will.
But women who I don't know why I just say this. Keep it in. I feel like there's so many women who are just like anti-diet culture. And if you look at them, they're clearly women who have never had to go on a diet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're all like naturally thin, slim built
You
women.
don't need to do this stuff, blah, 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 blah. You just need to do some yoga.
It's like, have you ever had your weight fluctuate, you know, 10 to 15 pounds in a month or something like that? Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
And some of this stuff is like genetically like I take medication for thyroid stuff. Like I have like I'm not blaming it all on my genetics, but I don't have the genetics of somebody that can eat whatever they want and still be fine.
That's right.
So, and there's plenty of super thin people that are extremely unhealthy. Like let's not say that overweight people are unhealthy, because there are some people that are thin that are fucking unhealthy as fuck. But I just like, there's no way that like, if you're a bigger person, that you don't have extra health things that you wouldn't have if you weren't.
Absolutely.
Bigger.
And that's just a fact, people.
Yeah, but they get so mad when you say that. They're like,
get really
I'm
mad.
perfectly healthy. I'm like, okay, fine. Then I believe you.
It's like perfectly healthy. I mean, maybe you're not teetering the edge of urgency.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you could be healthier.
And a lot of it is psychological too. A lot of it is, if you're extremely big, there's something in your head that is fucked. Because I know that there's many reasons why I was bigger and why like food was my like number one comfort.
Yeah.
And then the bigger I got, the more I would get teased at school, so I would just eat more. And then it was just like, it was this weird cycle. So like, there's a lot of psychology behind weight.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. So, but this whole, we don't like you because you're skinny now, like, so mean girl.
Worst
It's
type
so
of person.
mean girl.
Worst
it's
type
terrible.
of person.
Whenever I see someone doing that on TikTok, I block them. I don't want to see their face ever again.
There is one crazy situation. So there's this YouTuber named Eugene. Fucking oh my God, I don't have my phone. She's a YouTuber who is like so thin that it's
Scary.
insanely scary.
Yeah.
And like people are reaching out in a way of like, you know, we're not shame. Well, maybe they kind of are, but they're essentially just like,
we're worried about you.
Really worried.
Yeah.
And and you do see the total other side of it too, right? Like you see these extreme cases and it's just like, how much yes queening are we doing before we're going?
Yeah.
We're worried for your health.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing too, is like, people always tell you, you don't need to lose weight, blah, blah, blah. But then you start losing weight and everyone tells you how great you look.
Right.
But you're literally like, I haven't eaten for a while. Like,
yeah. And it's always the days that you like, yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, okay, no, it's working. I'm just going to do this. So it's all eating disorder, whether you're bigger or very thin. Like being like overweight is an eating disorder. And it's just like, it needs to be treated just like alcoholism and things like that. It's like an addiction. Like,
oh my God. Yeah.
It is an addiction.
Right. Yeah.
And like things like, and you can like do your best for like a whole year, 2 years, just like an alcoholic. You cannot have a drink for 5 years and then you just have one bad fucking day and then it all just rolls back into,
old patterns.
Yeah. It's hard. But people need to be more honest with themselves and stop worrying about other people.
Yeah.
Worry about yourself. Worry about yourself.
Goddamn self.
Yeah.
Let people live their lives.
Stop looking at other people. Stop judging other people. Just worry about your fucking self. Because a lot of us are assholes. We just need to like deal with our own selves.
Yes. Oh, I agree with everything you said.
We're going to get hate mail for this episode.
You know what? Fuck it.
I hope we do.
If I do, I'm going down with Kathleen. Mm-hmm. We'll get canceled together.
Woo! If I get canceled for saying this shit, fuck the world. I'll go live in
if we get canceled
bushes.
for what we said on this podcast, I will take it as a compliment that you're listening. Thank you so much.
Yeah, exactly. Your haters always listen.
Thank you so much for tuning in and making it to the end of the episode.
I love it. That's awesome.
Kathleen, I adore you.
I love you too.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being you.
Aw, you're sweet.
Like, I didn't mention this, but you did something that I'll never forget, which was during the pandemic. I'll never forget it.
Aw, you're gonna make me cry because I was like, I gotta do this for her.
I was so poor.
I know.
I didn't have a job. I was on CERB, which
is not a lot.
Which is not a lot. And I know that a lot of people were like, oh, this is the most I've ever gotten. But, I was like single income and one bedroom apartment.
Do all of this yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. And so broke. And I made a comment about like, I can't even buy coffee right now. This bitch sent me coffee. She sent me a thing of K-Cups, like a big pack of them.
Yeah.
And I was just like, no, no, you're not. And you were like, shut up and tell me your address.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget it. And like, you even said, you're like, when you're in a position to do this, do it for somebody else. And I'll never forget that. As long as I live, I'll let you know, I'm still not in that position, but soon I will be.
You will be. You will be. People have done it for me.
But like, that is such a kind thing to do. And so like when you said earlier that your flaw was like that you don't care about other people, I was like, no, that's not true. You do care. You are so kind. But like that's something I'll always remember. And
good.
Yeah, I just like I'll never forget it. So like when I do see another Sarah, I will.
People did it
I will
for
pay
me.
it poor. Oh really?
Oh yeah, I've had people like just like send me money. Like
right.
Yeah.
Broke times are the fucking worst.
They're the worst. They're hard, especially when you are following your stupid dreams.
Right?
Like,
don't do it.
Don't do it. Never follow your dreams. That's my shirt. Never follow your dreams.
Never follow your dreams. I'll have to link to like where people can get your
my merch.
Your merch. And you also have, I should say before we end, you have an amazing stand-up album too.
Oh yeah, it's so old, but yeah, it's still out there.
What's it called again?
Deliciously Vulgar.
Deliciously Vulgar.
I gotta get a new one out.
It's amazing. Download it, stream it. If you're going to lip sync Kathleen's clips, tag her for fuck's sakes, at the very least. But thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I always have fun.
I know I adore you so much.
too.
You gotta move here. Please move.
I would love to live on the East Coast. I fucking love the East Coast.
We need more killers here to keep
one
us
day.
new comics in shape.
Yeah, I just need some people to fucking slap them around a bit.
You can slap me around anytime.
Yeah, there you go.
I will take it. God love you. I love you so much. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
Kathleen, you can ring the bell to end the episode.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Keep going?
Yeah, if you want.
Order up.
Peter Anthony once said, he's like, are my fries done?
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Intoxicated Podcast. If you enjoyed this week's episode, make sure you subscribe on whatever podcast app you use and leave a rating or review on Apple Podcasts. You can also give us a follow on Facebook and Instagram at Intoxicated Podcast and check out our video episodes on the Intoxicated YouTube channel. Until next week, feel hard and talk hard. Intoxicated Podcast is hosted and produced by Sarah McClellan and brought to you by the messiness of life.